The following is a presentation of Learfield IMG College.
It's time for St. Mary's basketball on the Gaels Radio Network.
Turns the corner with the left hand, gets in the paint, right to the rim. Oh, man, he throws it down with the left hand. They are losing their mind here in Moraga.
Welcome to the University Credit Union pregame show. University Credit Union, the official credit union of St. Mary's College Athletics. Visit ucu.org to learn more. Live courtside, here's Alex Jensen.
It is semifinal Monday here in Las Vegas from the Orleans Arena. It's time for St. Mary's basketball as the St. Mary's men begin their adventure in the WCC tournament with a bye to the semifinals as the #1 seed for the second consecutive year, where they will take on Bay Area rival Santa Clara. Welcome to Gaels basketball. I'm Alex Jensen. Glad to have you with us on this Monday evening from Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena, the WCC Championship, as the Gaels open their voyage in this WCC tournament with a matchup against Santa Clara for the third time this year. Gaels had their 16-game winning streak snapped last Saturday in a 70-57 loss to Gonzaga. St. Mary's trailed by 16 at the break, actually outscored Gonzaga in the second half, 29-26, but the first half deficit too much for the Gaels to overcome as their quest for an undefeated regular season in the WCC was interrupted by their arch rival in the Zags. So St. Mary's settles for a 15-1 record in the league. That's the best winning percentage in WCC play under Randy Bennett, and a 24-7 regular season. Meanwhile, for Santa Clara, the Broncos come into play today at 20-12 with a 10-6 record in WCC play in the regular season anyway. They're the 4th seed, and they got here by way of a 104-79 victory over San Diego in the WCC quarterfinals on Saturday night. The Broncos out-rebounded the Toreros by 30 in that game, and Santa Clara had 6 in double figures, led by Adama Ball's 24. The Broncos 35 of 41 from the free throw line in that game. They had a season-high 55 rebounds and a season-high 41 free throw attempts. These two teams met twice in January, a season series that was swept by St. Mary's. Gaels dominated the Broncos in the South Bay 73-49, following Santa Clara's historic win over Gonzaga. Aiden Mahaney had 18 points in that game. And then in the final contest, regular season contest between these two back on January 31st, St. Mary's held off a late charge from Santa Clara to beat the Broncos 82-77 in Moraga. Gaels had 5 in double figures in that game, led by Augustus Marciulionis' 20 points. Final game tonight will be Gonzaga against USF in the other semifinal. The winners of those two games, of course, will play for the automatic bid from the West Coast Conference into March Madness. This is the 9th straight year the Gaels have been in the semifinals for Santa Clara. It's their second time in the last 3 years. They lost in overtime a year ago to USF in the quarterfinals and lost to St. Mary's 75-72 in the 2022 WCC semifinals. As our pregame show continues along ahead of tip here in Las Vegas, Mickey McConnell joins us for our coaches show. That's all coming up next right here from Orleans Arena. Stick around. Basketball is coming up shortly after our pregame coaches show with Mickey McConnell. You're listening to St. Mary's basketball from Learfield.
Diablo Valley Insurance Agency is a full-service independent insurance brokerage located in Walnut Creek. Founded in 1956, our agency has been providing insurance services to clients throughout Northern California and the Western United States for over 50 years. Our team of insurance professionals will take the time to understand your needs, whether personal or related to your business, and provide the best products and services for you. Go to DiabloValleyInsurance.com today to request a quote. Diablo Valley Insurance Agency. Local, independent, trusted.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Walnut Creek offers Gaels fans quick and easy access to the excitement of a vibrant city and the charm of hometown California, all in one central location. Only 7 miles from campus, Walnut Creek Hotels are the official lodging partners for St. Mary's. In a sunny, upscale, and comfortable environment at the base of Mount Diablo, Walnut Creek brings together an eclectic collection of culture, award-winning shopping, hotels, sports facilities, and cuisine to make you smile at every turn. Go to visitwalnutcreek.org to explore your next adventure.
This is St. Mary's basketball on the Gaels Radio Network. With tip-off just minutes away, time to get the pregame thoughts of Associate Head Coach Mickey McConnell. With Coach, here's Alex Jensen.
West Coast Conference Tournament is upon us from Las Vegas. Time for our pregame coaches show. As the Gaels open their West Coast Conference Tournament appearance with a semifinal showdown against the Santa Clara Broncos with Mickey McConnell. I'm Alex Jensen, and Mick, obviously a sour way to end the season with a loss at home to Gonzaga. Gonzaga obviously played very well, but at the end of the day, it's the end of a heck of a run for you guys. 16 consecutive wins and an outright West Coast Conference championship. So despite the outcome on Saturday, like we talked about after the ball game, still plenty for you guys to be proud of. And as you mentioned too, maybe that'll point some things out to you that you can really pinpoint and get better at.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, looking back now on the regular season, our guys did a heck of a job of just kind of sticking together. And obviously, we talked about the slow start a lot on here, but they just kept chipping away. And, we went on that little run where 16 in a row, but our guys were great. It was never mentioned. It was never brought up. It was just kind of keep your head down, keep working. And it started to play out, throughout the season. We started to play well. Our guys started to play well together. And then, obviously, you win the conference championship at Portland and come back, play Gonzaga. You want to play well, and I didn't think we played as well as we would have liked. But obviously, credit to Gonzaga, they played well, and they came in ready to go. So tough way to finish the regular season, but I think good for us to. All right, we have some good film to watch, and we had some time to practice and kind of work some kinks out, and hopefully it will be a learning experience and kind of can propel us as we get into conference tournament.
You mentioned after the game, kind of games like that, opponents like that are good because they'll show you the things that you need to work on. What were some of those things maybe that stuck out on tape, and how did your team get better during this last 9-day stretch? An important time for you guys to practice and kind of get out of the grind of the season for a bit.
Yeah, I thought, offensively, we turned it over more than we had been in conference play, and that was kind of a huge issue, I think, in that game. It gave them transition, and against them, you want to limit them as much as you can to easy transition baskets and make it a half-court game and see if they can beat you there. But I thought offensively we gave them too many chances to get out and run, and it put too much pressure on our defense. And then obviously we got to do a better job guarding Ike in the post, and Nembhard really hurt us. So up at their place, we did a good job on Nembhard. He scored, but he didn't get assists. And then at our place, he kind of just picked us apart. He had 20 and 10, and you can't let him do that because then he's getting everyone involved. So, I thought it was good for us. We had a great week of practice. It's good, just getting back to basics and not worrying about an opponent for a while. And you kind of get in the grind of the conference play where it's one opponent after another. And you don't have as much focused time on practice to, all right, let's just worry about us. Let's just get better. And I thought this week we had a chance to do that.
And some well-deserved recognition for your guys in the last week as well. Gustas Marciulionis Player of the Year, Mitchell Saxon Defensive Player of the Year, Randy Bennett his third straight Coach of the Year honor, plus 3 more first-team honorees and a second-team honoree. The recognition is nice, but it really underscores, as you mentioned, how far your guys have come since the beginning of the season. Yeah, definitely.
I'm really proud of our guys, and they've talked about it. They all know too. Is you don't get those awards if you don't come in first, and they obviously you have to play well, do your part, but they've done a good job this year of just kind of sticking together, and obviously you with success comes awards like that, and I thought really well deserved, and Joshua was honorable mention. If he stays healthy, we had another chance to get him maybe first or second team guy. And Dukas, the way he's been playing at the end of the year has been great. And then the two all-conference academic guys, Chris Howell, Luke Barrett. So pretty cool week for these guys. And, I think after the one day of celebrating it, they were ready to get it over with and kind of get back to work.
It is March, and it's winter go home now, of course. Now for you guys, the season will continue beyond this week, whatever happens. But how valuable is having the experience of a fifth-year senior like Alex Dukas, guys who have gone through these battles before, know what it takes to play in games like this?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, and that's why you want those guys to come back. Where they get the COVID year has been a blessing for us. You get the experience back, you get the leadership back, and I mean, Alex has played in a number of these games, and they're always tough. I mean, the team if you're first or second, the team you're playing is coming off at least one win, and they've played in Vegas already. They're a little bit more comfortable here, and we got to bring our A game. And in games like this, when it's needed, that's where you want the experience of, all right, guys have been there. They know what the talk track should be. They know how intense the games are going to be. They know what the focus should be like. Obviously, coming to Vegas, a lot going on. So you need the maturity. You need those, upperclassmen to do what they've been doing all year, and that's to lead.
It's going to be Santa Clara tonight, and they put up 104 in their quarterfinal matchup against San Diego. The Broncos 21 wins, but it's been over a month now since you've seen this team. 2 matchups in January. What did you take away from watching the film from those first 2 games against the Broncos, and how have they improved since that January 31st game in Moraga?
Yeah, no, I think both games we did a really good job. We got off to a good start. Obviously, at their place, we played really well, and I think at our place, we got them down 16-0. So, obviously, that might not happen, but we got off to a good defensive start, made them shoot some tough shots early, and then kept them off the boards. But they've improved a lot since then. They've kind of shifted the lineup a little bit, and they're really physical. They're really tough, really good on the offensive glass. So it's going to be an extremely physical game. Obviously, they still have the scoring punch with Adama Ball and Carlos Marshall, but they've kind of put it together a little bit more down the stretch. They played really well at Gonzaga. They played well against San Francisco. And then against San Diego, and they put up 104. So they're a really dangerous team. They can really shoot. They shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes, and then they're really good on the offensive glass.
Yeah, we've talked about, I don't want to say how they've approached the point guard position. They're going to be without Brenton Napper tonight. It's the first time you'll see them without Brenton Napper. So how does that change the way they look on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, you'll see more of Jalen Benjamin, and you'll probably see some Adama Ball at the point, and they played a little bit like that at our place, and it makes them harder to guard because they have some more size. But I think with our 2 guards, with Aiden and Augustus, and our starting guards, it maybe makes us a little bit harder to guard just because of the size difference and their wings having to guard our guards. So it's a unique matchup. It will be a little bit of a game of chess, with matchups, and as it always is, but. They have a little bit more firepower when they can play Ball, Brian, and Marshall all at the same time. Gives them more shooting, more scoring. So it's a tough cover.
And that is how they're built. They are an explosive offensive team. That takes us right into tonight's keys to the game, which are brought to you by Bay Alarm. With a range of home and business security options, Bay Alarm can protect it all with just one call. All right, semifinal Monday from the West Coast Conference Tournament, St. Mary's and Santa Clara. And Mick, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, number one thing is take care of the ball. I mean, obviously on the road, in an environment like this, there might be some jitters early on. It's just we got to make sure we take care of the ball early, keep them out of transition, and then I think too is do a really good job on the boards. They're I think the second best offense rebounding team in the league, and they go to the glass really really hard, and they hurt us at our place. So we'll have to do a good job there of just limiting them to one shot, and then we got to kind of keep our foot down and try to get second shot opportunities. And then I think the third thing is defend the three. They shoot a lot of threes. They can make a lot of threes. They can get hot. I think that's kind of what fuels them. So we'll have to do a good job of taking them off the three-point line and then kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah, a lot of things you just mentioned are what got them back into the game in the very late stages in Moraga on January 31st. All right, semifinal Monday from Las Vegas. That's your pregame coaches show for today. Stick around. Starting lineups in the opening tip between St. Mary's and Santa Clara is coming up next. And you're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Show your school spirit and earn rewards. As the official credit union of St. Mary's College, University Credit Union offers a custom-designed rewards credit card for the Gale family. Enjoy no annual fee while earning unlimited points, making the UCU St. Mary's credit card the perfect card to use for everyday use. Plus, when you open a UCU checking account, you'll show even more Gale pride with the St. Mary's College debit card. Visit ucu.org to learn more and apply today. Federally insured by NCUA.
My name's Tony Tornado. I write and star in my own shows and movies. My crew knows that I dream of Hollywood. They also know that I love Mountain Dew. But there's so much more they don't know. Sometimes at night, I look up at the stars and think, I know why Mountain Dew's so crucial to my existence, but does anybody else? See, Dew's the green gold circulating through my veins. It makes Tony Tornado believe that he can do anything. So now you know my secret. But there's so much more you don't know.
Do the do.
Panini's Ristorante has been delivering quality food and beverages to the Moraga area for years and is a proud hometown partner of St. Mary's College Athletics. Casual dining with the whole family or an adult night out, they have you covered. Visit them at 1375 Moraga Way for a wonderful experience. Panini's Ristorante.
You're listening to St. Mary's Basketball on the Gaels Radio Network.
It's time for St. Mary's Basketball.
Mahaney stops, turnaround, fall-away jumpers on the way. It's good! It's good! Mahaney gives the Gaels the lead with 0.3 of a second left. Are you kidding me? Once again, the Gaels have climbed the mountaintop as they are West Coast Conference regular season champions.
It's time for tip-off. Back courtside, here's Alex Jensen.
It's just about time for basketball. Semifinal Monday from the Orleans Arena here in Sin City, Las Vegas. The Gaels' 9th straight trip to the semis, of course. They got here by way of that triple bye into the semifinals after getting one of the top 2 seeds. The regular season outright champions of the WCC. The 1 seed St. Mary's, the 4 seed Santa Clara, 20-12, 10-6 in West Coast Conference play. Heard a few of those keys to the game from Mickey McConnell, but one of the big ones, and maybe the biggest one, is offensive rebounds. These are the top 2 teams in the conference in offensive rebounding. St. Mary's at 1, Santa Clara at 2, not far behind. And there's really a belief for Santa Clara that their season has kind of turned around down the stretch. They have battled some injuries. Adama Ball was out for some time. And they're going to be without tonight Francisco Caparo and Brenton Napper. But the Broncos, they are a explosive, high-scoring team. They shoot and make a lot of threes. They want to get out in transition, and that is where the battle between these 2 teams will come down to, is the tempo, and it's that battle on the boards between Santa Clara and St. Mary's. Meanwhile, for the Gaels, again, they have not played since last Saturday. The 70-57 loss to Gonzaga. Their first loss for St. Mary's since December 23rd when they fell to Missouri State. And the Gaels, they did outscore Gonzaga in the second half, but heard from Mickey McConnell as well. You play a team like Gonzaga and they beat you, it can expose some things maybe that you were skating by a little bit. So the Gaels have had, again, 9 days to practice, and we'll see how they come out today. Of course, for the Gaels, Joshua Jefferson is out for the season with the left leg injury. Harry Wessels, I've been told, practiced yesterday. He is available in an emergency situation. So he is suited up tonight. We'll see if we see him. Again, he is battling an injury himself, but it's good to see him in uniform, whether he is available or not tonight. Good to see him suited up. He is on the way back to the Gale lineup, you would hope, at least in the near future. These 2 teams met 2 years ago in the WCC semifinals. St. Mary's defeating Santa Clara 75-72. Tommy Kuzi had 27 points for the Gaels in that game, playing all 40 minutes, went 11 of 18 from the field. Jalen Williams, 15 points, 6 assists. Of course, now a star with the Oklahoma City Thunder on 6 of 17 shooting. Both Josip Brankic and Keyshawn Justice had 21 in that game for Santa Clara. This is game 1 tonight. Game 2 will feature Gonzaga and USF. The women earlier today, Portland came back from a double-digit deficit in the second half to take down 2-seeded Santa Clara to move on to the championship game. It'll be an all-Northwest final on the women's side tomorrow as Gonzaga defeated Pacific in the first game today. We're just about ready for basketball, so let's get right to our starting lineups. They're brought to you, as always, by University Credit Union, the official credit union of St. Mary's College. Visit ucu.org to join today. First for the Broncos, the 4 seed, 20-12, 10-6 in the WCC. It'll be the starting point guard, Jalen Benjamin, making his third straight start. 5'11" grad student out of Raleigh, North Carolina, arrived at Santa Clara by way of Mount St. Mary's and UAB. He's joined in the backcourt by Adama Ball, the only all-conference performer on the Broncos, leads Santa Clara in scoring at nearly 15 points per game. Carlos Marshall Jr., the 6'6" swingman on the wing for the Broncos. He averages nearly 13 points per game. He was WCC honorable mention. The 4-man is Johnny O'Neal, 6'10" junior transfer from American, and Christoph Tilley, the 7-footer, the sophomore, starts in the middle for Santa Clara. Herb Sendek in his 8th year, 140 and 105, his second semifinal matchup against the Gaels in his time with Santa Clara. Now for Randy Bennett, the Gaels, 24-7, 15-1 in the WCC, the 1 seed this week. Augustus Marciulionis, the WCC Player of the Year, starts at point, joined in the backcourt by fellow first-team performer Aiden Mahaney, Alex Dukas at the wing, Mason Forbes at the forward spot, and Mitchell Saxon in the middle. Ready for basketball? The tip is controlled by St. Mary's. Batted around as Mahaney takes it into the front court, right to left, and we are underway on semifinal Monday from the Orleans Arena. Dukas out top, holds the ball high, surveys left side of the logo, right off the Saxon screen, makes his way to the wing, wide open, takes a 3 off the bounce, knocks it down. Alex Dukas, nothing but net. He's been so good in WCC play from deep. Broncos trying for quick offense. O'Neal out top. Gales back on defense. Dribbles left, hands to Jalen Benjamin. Chased by Mahaney. Top of the arc. Gives to the right elbow. Tilley floats it back outside to Benjamin. Right off the screen. Driving. Step back. Tough. 17-footer up on the way. Pops out. And Saxon with the rebound. 3-0 St. Mary's. Marciulionis pushes the tempo right to left. Stops the elbow. Gives it out to Mahaney. Gales in the home whites. Red numbers, red numerals, blue trim. Broncos in the black uniforms. Broncos across the chest in script in white with red trim. Saxon backing down to the paint. Double team comes. Kick out to the right wing. Dukas another 3. Cash money. Alex Dukas 2 straight threes. And Herb Sendek calls time. 59 seconds into the ball game. Alex Dukas from the same spot, a couple of triples. And the 5th-year senior gives the Gaels a 6-0 lead right out of the gate. And Herb Sendek takes his use it or lose it timeout less than a minute in. It's a nice find from Saxon as the Broncos converged in the paint. And Dukas made the Broncos pay. Wide open again. Both shots, nobody within 10 feet of Dukas. And he dropped both straight through. So it's a 6-0 St. Mary's lead. 59 seconds in. Herb Sendek calls time. You remember that second game for the Gaels? They jumped out to a huge lead. The Broncos were called for 4 technical fouls, including an ejection of Jalen Benjamin. And the Gaels withstood a late run from Santa Clara. I think they scored 17 points in the final minute 40. 82-77 the final in Moraga. Broncos with the basketball out of the timeout. Here's Ball running off the screen. One hand pass downstairs to Tilley, who missed the dunk, but a foul called on Mason Forbes. And Tilley will go to the line for 2 shots. 18:50 to play in the opening half. Tony Padilla, Vern Harris, Mike Littlewood are officials on this Monday. Here's Christoph Tilley, the 7-foot junior to the line. 69% free throw shooter if you round up. Good play there. The one-hand pass from Ball on the right wing to Tilley rolling down the middle of the paint. And Tilley trying to dunk in traffic was fouled from behind by Mason Forbes as Tilley swishes home his first free throw. Tilley missed these 2 teams' game in Moraga with a concussion. First game against St. Mary's, 14 points for the sophomore. Hits both free throws. It's a 6-2 St. Mary's lead. Now some pressure in the backcourt as Benjamin and Ball pressure Marciulionis and Mahaney bring the ball up the floor. Mahaney will break the timeline up the far wing, and the Gaels get set in the half court. 6-2 St. Mary's. Marshallonis right side of the logo, guarded by Benjamin. Terminates the dribble top of the arc. Bounce left elbow to Saxon. Hands off back to Marshallonis. Driving baseline, gets the rim. Blocked there by O'Neal on a drive. He swallows up the loose ball. Here comes Benjamin. Left to right. Drops to the trailing O'Neal. Right wing. Feeds Tilly. Back to the basket. Right baseline. Turns and faces on Saxon. Wants to go. Turnaround follow-away jumper is an air ball. And Dukas collects the board on the weak side. Saxon, of course, the WCC Defensive Player of the Year, forcing the miss there. He's got it now. Right of the lane. Turns and faces on Tilly, backing down with the right hand. A lot of contact here. Physical matchup. Saxon spins to left hand. Hook doesn't go. Ball in for the rebound for Santa Clara. This has been a physical opening couple of minutes. St. Mary's leading 6-2. Ball out to the left wing for O'Neal. Met there by Forbes. Up top now, Marshall wants to drive on Dukas. Gets the right block. Goes up and able to bank it in. So 4 in a row for Santa Clara. Yale leads 6-4. Marshallonis will break the timeline right to left, crossing the WCC Championship logo at Orleans Arena. Marshallonis top of the arc, double team, reverses to Mahaney on the wing, met by Benjamin. Feeds Saxon right of the lane. Back to the basket, wants to go on O'Neal. Backing down with that left hand. Drop step, pivot, left hand hook, comes up short, gets his own rebound. Slithers his way to the left block and banks it in. Yale's first points in the paint, they lead 8-4. And Saxon's first bucket. Here's Ball driving from the left wing. Leaves his feet on Forbes. Wild shot off the glass, no good. Tilly offensive rebound, finds O'Neal, top of the arc. 3 comes up short. Rebound batted, and it's caught in by Marshall. 2 offensive rebounds for the Broncos, and Marshall hits a 15-footer. Again, that is going to be a key today between these two teams. Offensive rebounds. Santa Clara with 3 already, their first second chance points. Here's Forbes, low right. Got the pass from Mahaney. Shot fake, gets his man in the air, and draws a foul. So Forbes will go to the line for 2 shots. Good find from Mahaney. 16:44 to play in the opening half. And Mason Forbes, who has struggled from the free throw line this year, will have 2. He is 14 of 41 from the free throw line this season. Foul was on Tilly. His first, the Broncos first. And Forbes, whose sister was the player of the game in the Pac-12 Women's Championship yesterday, Mackenzie Forbes, with 26 points in USC's win over Stanford. Tilly comes off, and into the game for the first time is Cameron Tongue. First free throw for Forbes, no good. Second is on the way. It is no good. Dukas in for the offensive board, and a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Gaels. Marshallonis, top of the key left. High screen from Saxon, around to the right. Gives to Mahaney on the right wing. He'll skip to Forbes. Forbes driving, now putting a man on his hip. Into the paint, out to Dukas. Right wing, another 3 is too strong. And the rebound to Marshall. 8-6 St. Mary's. Broncos back into the front court in the black. Marshall dribbling top of the arc. Wants to go on Dukas. Rocks into a 17-footer just outside the free throw line and knocks it down. He's got a half dozen, and the Broncos have tied the game at 8. Both teams 3 of 7. Outlet to Dukas. Dukas dribbling left side on O'Neal. Steps back, shot fake on a 3. Gets to Mahaney as the Gaels get set in the half court. 8-8. Dukas and Marshall each with 6. Mahaney double team to the timeline. Picks up the dribble, skips to Marshallonis on the right side. 9 to shoot. Marshallonis left off the screen, hit by Tongue. Gives to Mahaney left side. He'll take a 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound is fought for between 2 Gaels. Loose on the floor, and Johnny O'Neal swallows it up. Boy, both Forbes and Saxon were there. It looked like Saxon had 2 hands on the ball, and Forbes tried to tip it out. Caused a loose ball and gave Santa Clara possession. Here's Cameron Tongue posting up low left. Spins, pivots, kicks out. Marshall, shot fake on a 3. Drives, tried to go up the floater. It's blocked by Saxon. Saxon swallows up the loose ball. Here comes Marshallonis. Right to left, one-on-one with ball. Euro step to the rim, up with the right hand and lays it in. Nifty move and a finish from Marshallonis, the WCC Player of the Year. His first bucket, and St. Mary's back on top 10-8. Jalen Benjamin angles near side. Gives to O'Neal. O'Neal dribbling top of the arc. Back to Benjamin between the circles. Benjamin guarded by Mahaney. 5 minutes into the ball game. 10-8 St. Mary's. Left off the screen. Makes way right. Foul line extended. Backs out. Up top to Marshall. 10 to shoot. Marshall dribbling on Dukas. Steps back. Fires a 3. It's on the way. It's good. Carlos Marshall begun the game 4 of 5. And this is the first time Santa Clara has led St. Mary's this year. It's 11-10. Marshall has 8 or 9 make it of the Broncos' 11 points. Mahaney between the circles, guarded by Ball. Left off a Saxon screen. Double teamed at the wing, trying to drive on the baseline. Leaves his feet, gets right to the rim, uncontested, and lays it in. It's Mahaney's first bucket. Back and forth we go, and end-to-end action right now. Gales back on top, 12-11. O'Neal bounce to Tongue, top of the arc. Hand back to O'Neal. Jab step, right angles left, gives to Benjamin. Benjamin top of the arc. Guarded by Mahaney. 15 to shoot, right off the screen. Benjamin whips a pass out to the left corner. Marshall contested three is around and out. Foul on the rebound is going to go on Santa Clara. It's going to take us to a timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. Good action early. St. Mary's 5 of 10. Santa Clara 4 of 10. Neither team has committed a turnover. The rebounding battle even. Carlos Marshall with 9 to lead the way for the Broncos. But St. Mary's the 1-point lead. 14:03 to play in our opening half. St. Mary's 12, Santa Clara 11. We'll step aside from the Orleans Arena with a timeout on the floor. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Fourth Board Tap Room and Grill in Orinda's Theater Square is now your official away game watch party location for St. Mary's Athletics. Enjoy apps, salads, burgers, or one of their signature handcrafted wood-fired pizzas on the patio with the giant fire pit. Plus, they offer discounts for all St. Mary's students, coaches, faculty, and alumni. Catch every game on one of their 10 big screen TVs or enjoy live music Thursday through Saturday evenings from 6:30 to 10:30. You can even have them cater your next event. For more information, visit thefourthboard.com or call 925-254-1183. Go Gaels!
Independently owned for over 25 years, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one. Offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management, Heffernan is a one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com. That's Heffernan Insurance, hefins.com.
Bay Alarm is proud to sponsor the St. Mary's Gaels. How good is your defense? When it comes to protecting your home or business, Bay Alarm has been bringing the best for over 75 years, with security camera and fire alarm systems designed to fit your specific needs, expertly installed and professionally monitored 24/7. Ready to up your security game? Go to bayalarm.com and let our team of security experts get you protected today. Go Gaels.
This is Alex Dugas, and you're listening to Gaels Basketball.
Alex Dukas with a half dozen early. 14:03 to play in the first half. St. Mary's with a 1-point lead on Santa Clara. Dukas leads the Gaels with 6 on 2 of 3 shooting. Carlos Marshall leads all scorers with 9 of the Broncos' 11 points. He is 4 of 6 from the field thus far. Santa Clara 4 of 10. St. Mary's 5 of 10. Luke Barrett will check in for the first time for St. Mary's, as normally is here at the Orleans Arena this time of year. A lot of Gonzaga logos, colors. It's going to be a full house here for the nightcap, or the late nightcap, which is semifinal number 2, Gonzaga and USF. Christian Hammond, freshman guard, checks in for the first time for Santa Clara. Luke Barrett in there for Dukas. So Marshallonis, Mahaney with Barrett, Forbes, and Saxon. Some token full court pressure here from Santa Clara, as Mahaney and Marshallonis play catch to bring the ball up the floor. Marshallonis breaks the timeline. Gales get set in the half court, leading by 1. Saxon slipping to the basket. Got a pass over the top from Marshallonis. Shot fake gets his man in the air, and a foul is called on Carlos Marshall. That'll send Mitchell Saxon to the line for 2 shots. So 13:49 to play in the opening half. 12-11 St. Mary's. Gales are 0 of 2 from the stripe so far. Mason Forbes went 0 of 2 earlier in this half, and now here's Saxon, Defensive Player of the Year, 62% foul shooter. His first is on the way. It's good. Jake Ensminger, freshman out of Germany, redshirt freshman out of Germany, into the ballgame for Santa Clara, as is the swingman Tyree Bryan, 6'5" junior transfer from Orlando, Florida. Saxon's second comes up short. He splits the pair, and Ensminger with the rebound for the Broncos. 13-11, St. Mary's on top. Hammond between the circles, swings it right side to Bryan. Guarded by Marshallonis, left off a tongue screen. Holding a dribble between the circles, gives it right side to Ensminger. Checked by Forbes. Probing with the right hand, picks up the dribble, bounce outside to Carlos Marshall. Guarded by Barrett. Marshall with 9 points early. Ball handling the free throw line in traffic, 7 to shoot. Kicks it out to Hammond. Hammond across the lane with the left hand. Puts Mahaney on his hip. Kick out to Marshall with 1 on the shot clock. Tough shot on the way. Comes up short. And Saxon boxes out Tongue for the rebound. Good defensive stand by the Gaels that time down the floor. They lead 13-11. Marshallonis between the circles. Gales in the white. Marciulionis guarded by the 6'7" Tongue. Probing, angling right, tracks a double team, crossover, change of pace, inside, up and under, Ensminger scores off the window. What a play, the drive and finish by Marciulionis. Gales are back up 15-11. Marciulionis with 4 points. Bryan swings at left side to Ensminger. Weave action, dribble handoff to Marshall. Marshall chased by Barrett to the left elbow. Kicks out to the left wing. Hammond puts it on the deck, puts up a runner from the free throw line, and he gets the roll. Hammond gets to drop through. 15-13. St. Mary's 6 of 11 from the field thus far as Marciulionis walks it across. Gales got off to very good starts in each of the first 2 matchups between these two teams. Marciulionis trying to feed the post to Forbes. Forbes, it's intercepted by Ensminger. Forbes gets it back, and now it's knocked out of bounds by Hammond as Forbes tried to probe along the left baseline. So a change in possession, 30 on the shot clock. The Gaels will keep it on the baseline. Marshall comes off. Ball back in there for Santa Clara. And here comes Dukas. He will replace Mason Forbes. Christoph Tilley, he came off a little gimpy on his left leg. He's on the bench right now for Santa Clara. 28 on the shot clock. Mahaney into Saxon. Left of the lane, backing down on Tongue. Drop step, shot fake, turns around to the left side. Can't bank it in. The leaner, and Tongue with the rebound. Almost fell over. Gets it off to Hammond. Hammond will bring it left to right to the front court. It's the trailing ball and out of the corner. Tyree Bryan met there by Saxon. Takes a contested 3. Little too strong. Marciulionis with the rebound. He wants to push. Right to left come the Gaels. Broncos back on defense. Marciulionis hits the trailing Dukas. Wide open. Another 3 is good. Third 3 of the first half for Alex Dukas. Gaels are up 5, 18-13. Dukas now with 9. Christoph Tilley returns to the scorers table for Santa Clara. Here's Tyree Bryan near sideline, front court to my right. We're across from the benches here at the Orleans Arena. Hammond outside left, hiding behind a Tongue screen. Ball handling on Mahaney. Kick out to Bryan, or ball rather, guarded by Marciulionis. He'll back out between the circles. 8 to shoot for the Broncos. Ball, who has not taken a shot yet. Left foul line extended. Up top to Tongue. He'll take an uncontested 3, and he got that one to go. Little 2-man game there. Ball and Tongue, and Saxon gave Cameron Tongue a little bit too much space. He's only taken 8 threes on the year, but he's made 4 of them. Make it 5 and 9. He'll lead back to 2, 18-16. Mahaney out top. Right off the screen. Mahaney, ball handling right wing. Wants to go on Tongue. Makes way to the free throw line. Shot fake, leans in. Shot blocked. Loose ball into the hands of Barrett. Up top to Dukas. Now left wing Marciulionis. 8 to shoot. Marciulionis wants a screen from Saxon. Rips it through. Left hand drive out to the corner. A blocking foul is called on the drive as Marciulionis tried to kick out to Mahaney for the right wing. But a blocking foul called on Christian Hammond. And the Gaels will keep it after this timeout. 10:41 to play in the opening half. It's been a physical game thus far, but the Gaels with the lead early. 10:41 to play until halftime. St. Mary's 18, Santa Clara 16. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Since 1990, the team at Common Interest Management has been privileged to serve boards of directors and community homeowners of many of the Bay Area's most prestigious communities. Whether working with a newly established community in the earliest stages of development or a more mature community, our experienced managers consult with the board to share best practices in all areas of community management. Common Interest tailors its services for communities of all sizes. If you are currently evaluating a new management company, please visit us at commoninterest.com.
Hey Gaels fans, if you love attending live sporting events and concerts, then be sure to check out Tickets for Less. At ticketsforless.com, you'll find the best selection of tickets to all your favorite events, and you never pay steep per-ticket service fees like you do on other sites. Whether you're looking to see your Gaels or are planning a trip to see a big event in the city, ticketsforless.com should always be your first stop for tickets. Ticketsforless.com, proud partner of St. Mary's Athletics and live event goers everywhere.
Out here, we charge into the heartland with Mountain Dew. Out here, there's no rush hour, just the rush of flying wide open on glassy water at 5 a.m. with your first dew in hand. And there's no spin class, just bright green spinnerbait that ironically matches your second dew. Out here, we don't just play big buck hunt, we hunt actual big bucks. And out here, the best road is off-road, and the color of your truck is mud. Out here, it's dew.
This is Joshua Jefferson. You're listening to St. Mary's Basketball.
Back at the Orleans Arena, 10:41 to play in the first half. St. Mary's with an 18-16 lead over Santa Clara. Be sure to get the latest news on the Gaels by checking out smcgaels.com. Up-to-date scores, video highlights, and stories about St. Mary's all in one place. Gaels are also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, at SMC Gaels for even more. Alex Dukas and Carlos Marshall Jr. lead the way with 9 points apiece. Gaels are 7 of 14 from the floor. Santa Clara 6 of 14. St. Mary's has the early rebounding edge, 9-8. Points in the paint, Gaels 8 and Santa Clara 6. Marshallonis, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Saxon break for St. Mary's. By the way, Mitchell Saxon, that last block on Jake Ensminger, moved him into a tie for 5th place all time in rejections at St. Mary's, tying with Dane Pinot. Marshallonis, baseline left, lobs it into Saxon. Left of the lane, guarded by Tilly. Saxon walks it middle, hands to Mahaney. Double team to the near corner. Mahaney backs out, gives to Barrett. Barrett top of the key. Enter the post to Saxon. Saxon backing down on Tilly, spins the left hand, can't get it to go off the window. Had the rebound in his grasp, in and out of his hands. Ball dives on the floor for the loose ball. Here comes Hammond in the front court. Crossover on Mahaney, driving right baseline. Kick up top to ball, catch and shoot 3 straight away. Is off the back rim, no good. Rebound in traffic, in and out of the hands of Marshallonis, into the hands of Tilly. Now ball into the lane, kick back out. Tilly top of the key right. 14 to shoot, Tilly to Bryan. Bryan chased by Marshallonis, top of the key. Driving with the left hand, whistle, and a foul is called on the Gaels. It's going to go on Marshallonis, his first. 18-16. Gaels on top, 10:05 to play. Broncos with Hammond, Ball, Bryan, O'Neal, and Tilly. Hammond will inbound right side of the basket standard, based on the baseline, front court to my right. Gets it into Tilly. The big man dribbles out to the three-point line, spinning on Saxon with the drive in the lane. Wild shot. Missed the rim off the weak side of the backboard, and the rebound caroms to Barrett. Gaels lead by 2. 9:50 to play in the opening half. Marshallonis dribbling top of the arc. Holding that dribble, double team, gets it over to Mahaney. Mahaney downstairs to Saxon, tough pass. Saxon with the catch in traffic. Jump stop, or a shot fake rather, gets a Bronco in the air. Tried to go back up, he's tied up, and a jump ball called. Will give the possession back to Santa Clara. So the Gaels have stumbled a little bit here offensively. They have not scored in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Benjamin and Marshall return. Hammond and Bryan come off for Herb Sendek. Herb Sendek, of course, you watch these two on TV, or if you've seen them play in person, you know Herb Sendek and Randy Bennett, they could be confused for one another quite easily. Here's Ball off the screen. Ball mid-lane line right side, rises up for a floater, drops it in. So Adama Ball ties the game at 18. That's his first bucket. He is 1 of 3 now from the field. Mahaney far sideline. Mahaney dribbling. Mahaney gives to Saxon, top of the key. Hand to Marshallonis. Kick out, left corner. Barrett will try a 3 off the front rim, no good. And Benjamin grabs the rebound for Santa Clara. Pushing ahead, left to right. Puts the foot to the accelerator. Hits the trailing O'Neal. A drive, has it stripped, loose on the floor, picked up by Dukas. Dukas leads Marshallonis up the floor. Marshallonis, a Euro step high off the window. Runner up and good. Well, it's the Gaels getting out running here. Beating the Broncos down the floor. Normally you'd see that the other way around. 2018 St. Mary's. Ball with the drive. Tough shot with the inside hand off the glass. No good. Saxon with the rebound. Here comes Mahaney. Right to left into the front court. 2018 St. Mary's. 8.5 minutes to play. Mahaney, a little pocket pass to Saxon rolling the lane. Saxon is met inside by Marshall and a foul called. That's going to be Marshall's second with 8:27 on the game clock. Foul coming on the floor. Here comes Chris Howell. He'll check in for the first time. Forbes returns as well. Dukas and Saxon come off. Tyree Bryan back into the Bronco lineup as Marshall will head to the bench with his second foul. Gaels lead by 2. Box set. Marshallonis will inbound. Marshallonis lobs it in, and he overshot Forbes. Tilly with the steal. Here come the Broncos. Gaels back on defense. Benjamin 100 miles an hour to the rim, lays it in. It's a tough swing for the Gaels and a little 9-4 Santa Clara run. Tied at 20. Here's Barrett on the left side. Passed up the 3, gives top side to Mahaney. 8 minutes to play in the first half, 20-20. Gaels 8 of 17 from the floor, Broncos 8 of 20. Barrett passed up the open three, takes a drive through the lane, tried to kick it out, deflected by the Broncos, picked up by Forbes. Here's Marshallonis now, little pocket pass to Forbes. Forbes can't handle it. It's a turnover, and back the other way come the Broncos. Bryan with the steal. Bryan dribbling left side on Howell. Bryan brings it back middle, gives to O'Neal, top of the arc, swings it right side to Benjamin. Benjamin a jab step, driving through traffic, double team in the corner, floats it to nobody. Marshallonis is there, one-on-one with ball, up on ball, cannot score. Rebound tip, and out of bounds, last touched by Howell. Now Marshallonis may be a little too aggressive on ball, and the Gaels, they have stumbled now offensively for the last few minutes. Gaels at one point were 7 of 14. They're 1 for their last 4. They're 1 of 4 from the free throw line as well. And we've got a timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. Kind of a wild game so far. End-to-end action. And right now, St. Mary's and Santa Clara tied at 20. 7:33 to play, 20-20. We step aside. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Show your school spirit and earn rewards as the official credit union of St. Mary's College, University Credit Union offers a custom-designed rewards credit card for the Gale family. Enjoy no annual fee while earning unlimited points, making the UCU St. Mary's credit card the perfect card to use for everyday use. Plus, when you open a UCU checking account, you'll show even more Gale pride with the St. Mary's College debit card. Visit ucu.org to learn more and apply today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Diablo Valley Insurance Agency is a full-service independent insurance brokerage located in Walnut Creek. Founded in 1956, our agency has been providing insurance services to clients throughout Northern California and the Western United States for over 50 years. Our team of insurance professionals will take the time to understand your needs, whether personal or related to your business, and provide the best products and services for you. Go to DiabloValleyInsurance.com today to request a quote. Diablo Valley Insurance Agency. Local, independent, trusted.
This is St. Mary's basketball on the Gaels Radio Network.
St. Mary's 20, Santa Clara 20. 7:33 to play in the opening half. Alex Jensen back with you from the Orleans Arena. Semifinal Monday here in Las Vegas. Gaels are 8 of 18 from the floor. Santa Clara 8 of 20. Each team with 12 rebounds. Gaels have outscored the Broncos in the paint 10-8. St. Mary's turnovers, they had 13, a conference play high in their last game against Gonzaga on Saturday. They've got 3 here in the first half, and while that number may not stand out particularly, it has led to 4 Santa Clara points. Alex Dukas leads the way for the Gaels with 9. Carlos Marshall with 9 for the Broncos, but he's on the bench right now with 2 fouls. Santa Clara with Jalen Benjamin, Adama Ball, Tyree Bryan, Johnny O'Neal, and Christoph Tilley. Gaels counter with Marshallonis, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Forbes. Broncos with the basketball to the timeout in the black. Ball dribbling top of the key right. Probing, kick out to Benjamin. Benjamin top of the arc. Dribbling on Mahaney, right of the lane. Back outside to Bryan. Swing it left side with 15 to shoot to Ball. Ball backs out. Has a screen from Tilley around to the left. Weaves his way to the free throw line through traffic. Little hook pass. Tried to get it in the middle to Tilley. Knocked away by Marshallonis. Not a good decision there by Ball. Gaels with the steal as Mahaney advances right to left for St. Mary's in the white. Dukas at the logo. Shovels to Barrett. Barrett walks it middle. Terminates. Gives right side of the logo to Marshallonis. Marshallonis angles to the left wing, kicks the corner. Dukas open, another 3 on the way. Got another one. His 4th tray of the first half, and he puts the Gaels back on top by 3. He's playing a high level right now. Ball loose on the floor. Mason Forbes poked the dribble away, dives on the floor to grab it. Gaels back into the front court. Dukas passed up the 3, probing, giving to Forbes. Top side now. Barrett wants a 3. That comes up short, and the rebound to Bryan. Maybe not the guy you want to take the 3 that early in the shot clock. Here's Benjamin, a drive. Benjamin stops, goes up, can't score, but a foul called. This is on Marshallonis. It's his 2nd, and it is. So 6:20 to play, and Jalen Benjamin will go to the line for 2 shots. Of course, Jalen Benjamin found himself in a controversial place after these two teams played in Moraga. Kind of sucker punched Mitchell Saxon in the stomach in that game, was ejected. We'll go to the line here. 69% free throw shooter, Jalen Benjamin. Also in the middle of a bench clearing scuffle against USF. Free throw on the way, comes up short. Here comes Chris Howell, check in for Marshallonis with 2 fouls. Ensminger and Tongue return for the Broncos, and O'Neal and Tilley will come off. Benjamin, first free throw, no good. Second free throw is on the way, and he got that one. So 23-21, St. Mary's on top. Full court pressure here from the Broncos. Dukas into Mahaney. It'll be Mahaney and Chris Howell to team up, bring it up the floor, and Benjamin backs off. Mahaney will advance the front court, the near wing. Gaels lead by 2, 6:10 to play in the opening half. Mahaney outside right, gives to Dukas, guarded by Benjamin. Back up top to Mahaney, drives left on Bryan, kick out to the corner. Barrett didn't want the 3, instead brings it top of the key, backs out to the right wing. 8 to shoot, wants a screen from Forbes, around to the left. Barrett to the free throw line, pulls up off the dribble, around and out with the jumper. And Bryan with the rebound. Saxon is waiting at the scorer's table for the Gaels. Here's Ball driving on Howell. Tufts corkscrew jumper, floats it high off the back window. No good, and Forbes with the rebound for St. Mary's, warding off Tongue. Gaels lead by 2, 5.5 minutes to play. Marshallonis on the bench with 2 fouls. Mahaney between the circles, double teamed around the perimeter. Left corner, Barrett probing on Ensminger, backs out with 15 to shoot. Trying to get the ball to Mahaney. Terminates, gives to Forbes, top of the key. Forbes to Mahaney. Mahaney on the catch between the circles, left off a Forbes screen, guarded by Tyree Bryan, crossing over with the dribble, 4 to shoot over the right side. Howell tees up a 3. That's too strong. The long rebound to Ball. It's a 1-on-2. Ball slows out, angles to the left wing, tries to lob to Ensminger in the open floor. Ensminger lays it in. So now we're tied at 23 again. Just getting into such a tough situation here for the Gaels. Not a whole lot of guys that really put the ball in the basket a whole lot on the floor. Barrett open left corner, takes a 3. That comes up short. Ensminger with the rebound. Here comes Benjamin. Benjamin left to right. Benjamin puts his head down, whistle, and a foul called on Mahaney. Benjamin kind of threw his head back and draws the whistle. That'll be the first on Mahaney and the 4th team foul on St. Mary's. Here comes Mitchell Saxon back into the ball game with 4:40 to play, 23-23. So Benjamin will inbound, right side of the basket, standing on the baseline. Benjamin looking, lobs it in, and Howell almost able to deflect that. I'm not sure he touched it. It's off a ball. He ran it down in the backcourt. No backcourt violation. Ball dribbling at the logo, downstairs to Ensminger. Tried to get it across the paint to Tongue. Deflected, Tongue saves it into the left corner for Tyree Bryan. Bryan up top to Ensminger, swinging around the perimeter to the logo for Adama Ball, guarded by Howell. Left off the screen, top of the arc, 4 to shoot, pulls up for 3 off the bounce, way off the mark. That's an air ball, out of bounds to the Gaels. Good defense by Chris Howell, holding his ground there. And with 4:16 to play, St. Mary's has the basketball back. Saxon checked in for Luke Barrett. Barrett played very well against the Broncos in 2 regular season meetings, but 0 for 4 today. Gaels break the press as Howell stretches a pass to Forbes in the front court. 23-23, Mahaney at the logo with 4 minutes to play. Dukas topside. Dukas looking. Mahaney running off the screens. He's got it now left wing. Right off a Saxon screen. Gives right wing to Forbes. Hand off Dukas. Dribbles into a 3 straight away. It's good! Alex Dukas is on fire. His 5th first half 3. He puts the Gaels back up by 3. 26-23. This has been a heck of a first half game. Dukas has 15 in the opening 20 minutes. Benjamin to the right wing. Almost lost the dribble. Back outside to Bryan. Bryan surveys the floor. Looks right. Comes back left. Gives to Tongue. Tongue angles left. Shoveled to Ensminger. Ensminger to Ball. Ball guarded by Howell. Left off the screen. Left foul line extended. Change of pace. Rise up. Wild floater. Missed everything over Forbes. And Saxon with the rebound. Boy, Ball taking some questionable shots last couple of possessions. Neither drew iron. Gaels lead by 3, 3:10 to play. Mahaney out top, gives to Forbes. Forbes looks low, now dribbles left, hands to Dukas. Dukas chased out toward the logo by Ensminger. Over the head pass, left block to Forbes. Forbes pivoting up with the right hand, floats it home over tongue. 5 in a row for the Gaels, and St. Mary's back up 5, 28-23. Forbes' first bucket. Here's Benjamin. Benjamin off a screen. Benjamin driving. Benjamin leaves his feet. Wild shot changed by Saxon. An air ball. Howell with the rebound. Howell pushing ahead right to left. Broncos back on defense. Gives to Dukas. Wide open right side three. It's good! He cannot be stopped! His 6th first half three, tying a program record. Wow! 31-23. Alex Dukas. 6 first half threes. Benjamin calls time. Benjamin now Herb Sendek saying, why did we call timeout? Benjamin saying, no movement. And right now it's the Alex Dukas show at the Orleans Arena. 6 of 7 from the field, 18 first half points, all coming from outside the arc. Timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. St. Mary's has opened up their biggest lead of this first half, 31-23. We step aside from Orleans Arena. You're listening to St. Mary's basketball from Learfield.
Panini's Ristorante has been delivering quality food and beverages to the Moraga area for years and is a proud hometown partner of St. Mary's College Athletics. Casual dining with the whole family or an adult night out, they have you covered. Visit them at 1375 Moraga Way for a wonderful experience. Panini's Ristorante.
My name's Tony Tornado. I write and star in my own shows and movies. My crew knows that I dream of Hollywood. They also know that I love Mountain Dew. But there's so much more they don't know. Sometimes at night, I look up at the stars and think, I know why Mountain Dew's so crucial to my existence, but does anybody else? See, Dew's the green gold circulating through my veins. It makes Tony Tornado believe that he can do anything. So now you know my secret. But there's so much more you don't know.
Do the do.
Walnut Creek offers Gaels fans quick and easy access to the excitement of a vibrant city and the charm of hometown California, all in one central location. Only 7 miles from campus, Walnut Creek Hotels are the official lodging partners for St. Mary's. In a sunny, upscale, and comfortable environment at the base of Mount Diablo, Walnut Creek brings together an eclectic collection of culture, award-winning shopping, hotels, sports facilities, and cuisine to make you smile at every turn. Go to visitwalnutcreek.org to explore your next adventure.
This is Luke Barrett. Stay tuned because more St. Mary's basketball is on the way.
Alex Dukas has electrified this crowd at the Orleans Arena on semifinal Monday. 2:17 to play in the opening half. St. Mary's has opened up their biggest lead of the opening stanza so far. They lead Santa Clara by 8, 31-23. Dukas with 18 on 6 made threes, and I think you look at this run for the Gaels, this 8-0 run, it's come without Augustus Marshallonis on the floor with the 2 fouls. So Gaels on a run. Santa Clara calls time. 2 timeouts remaining for Herb Sendek. Gaels have made their last 3 shots. And now up to 12 of 26 from the floor. Again, 6 first half threes, all coming off the hand of Alex Dukas. Rebounding even, 16 apiece. The Gaels have 7 assists on their 12 field goals. The Broncos with 7 assists on their 9 field goals. Carlos Marshall leads the way for Santa Clara with 9 points. Marshallonis has 6 for the Gaels, but again, on the bench right now with 2 fouls. The 3-point line has been the difference maker so far in this first half. Carlos Marshall will return for Santa Clara. Hammond, Bryan, Marshall, Ensminger, and Tongue. They'll have it in the front court to my right. So glad you're with us on this Monday. Of course, the winner will go on to play the winner of USF and Gonzaga. They'll get started about 30 minutes after this game's done. That'll be tomorrow at 6 in the West Coast Conference Championship game. Gaels are trying to advance there for the 3rd straight year. Ensminger to inbound for the Broncos from the far side. Gaels have Mahaney, Howell, Dukas, Forbes, and Saxon. Hammond dribbling left side of the logo. Right off a screen, almost lost the dribble. Tracks it down at the right wing. Back up top it comes to Marshall. Guarded by Howell. Left-hand drive, left of the lane. Stop. Fall away jumper from 6 off the front rim. No good. Rebound in and out of the hands of Forbes. Out of bounds. Last touch by Santa Clara. Broncos have missed their last 4. Johnny O'Neal heads the scorers table for Santa Clara with 2 minutes to play in this opening half. St. Mary's leading by 8. Tilly back in there as well. Tongue and Ensminger come off for Herb Sendek. So Mahaney, Howell, Dukas, Forbes, and Saxon. Mahaney works across the timeline right to left. 1:50 to play in this opening half. Gaels lead by 8. Forbes on the left wing. Enters the post to Saxon right of the lane. Saxon surveys, wants to back down on Tilly. Holding a left-hand dribble. Double team comes. Kick out to Dukas. Didn't want the deep 3. 10 to shoot. Dribbles to the top of the key. Floats it to Howell in the left corner. Howell drives an overplay from Hammond and a foul call as Hammond reached in. Got a little hand check in there. And that'll be the 6th-team foul on Santa Clara. Gaels will have it on the near side. Aiden Mahaney has just 2 points in this first half. 1:35 to play. Dukas into Mahaney. Gaels get set in the front court to my left. Dukas open, and now a foul is called on Mitchell Saxon setting a screen. Dukas didn't like it. He made the 3 before the whistle. A foul on Saxon, that's his first. Gaels lead by 8, and Christian Hammond calling out a play, works across the timeline left to right. 1:20 to play. Hammond probing with the right hand. Kick out to Tilly. Tilly run off the line by Saxon. Left-hand drive, whistle, and a foul called on Saxon. And in about 10 seconds, Mitchell Saxon has picked up 2 fouls. Randy Bennett takes a look down the bench, gets Luke Barrett off the bench, and going to replace Saxon here with 2 fouls and 1:19 to go. 20 on the shot clock for the Broncos. Gaels lead by 8. An inverted box set as Hammond will inbound left side of the basket standard. Floats it into Tilly. Handoff back to Hammond. Hammond to the free throw line. Puts Mahaney on his hip. Kick out to Marshall. Whistle. Foul called. It's going to go on Santa Clara. Tilly away from the basketball. It's a turnover on the Broncos, or it was out of bounds. Pardon me. Someone stepped out of bounds. So the Gaels, they can take a double-digit lead here. And a bad pass by Chris Howell in the backcourt on the press for Santa Clara. Just totally fell asleep. Hammond steps in there, deflects it, and gets an easy lay-in. Boy, that is sloppy. You don't see that very often from St. Mary's. 1 minute to go. Gaels lead by 6, 31-25. 5th Gael turnover. Mahaney, top side, angles to the left. Met by Carlos Marshall. Now around a Forbes screen to the right. Double team, leaves his feet, finds Barrett. Rotate around the perimeter, left side to Howell. Back up top to Mahaney. 3 off the catch straight away. Offline, rebound tip. Run down by Luke Barrett, and a foul called on Johnny O'Neal. Luke Barrett gets the Gaels an extra possession, and now we'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. That's O'Neal's first. Here comes Jordan Ross. He's going to check in for Chris Howell, and it will send Luke Barrett to the line for a 1-and-1 here. Luke is a 76% free throw shooter. Again, if you round up, Gaels have struggled so far from the free throw line in this first half, just 1 of 4. And the front end of a 1-and-1 for Barrett is around and in. So Jordan Ross checks in for the first time, replacing Chris Howell. 9-second differential between the 2 clocks. Herb Sendek's already burned 2 timeouts. Barrett's second is good. The Gaels take an 8-point lead again, 33-25. Here comes Hammond across the timeline, left to right. Hammond met by Mahaney just above the hash mark. Probing with the left hand, now top of the arc, swings it left side to Tilly. Handoff back to Hammond, 18 to shoot. Hammond hits the rolling Tilly underneath. Shot fake gets Forbes in the air, can't hit the lay-in, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots. 24.1 on the game clock. And here is Tilly, who was already 2 of 2 from the free throw line today. Spins the ball in his hands. First free throw is good. 33-26. Alex Dukas, if you're just joining us, 18 points in this first half on 6 of 7 shooting. Mitchell Saxon to the scorer's table. Marshall Lonis has sat the last 3 minutes or so of this first half with 2 fouls. Saxon back off the bench with his 2 fouls. Gaels lead by 7. Tilly a second free throw here with 24.1 on the game clock. And it comes up short. Luke Barrett with the rebound. So the Gaels with Mahaney, Jordan Ross, Barrett, Dukas, and Saxon lead by 7. Shot clock is off. Mahaney dribbling the logo with 10 on the game clock. 4 flat along the baseline for the Gaels. Saxon comes set a high screen. Mahaney around with 5. Mahaney tried to get it to the corner for Luke Barrett. It's deflected out of bounds by Tilley with 4.4 on the game clock. And Randy Bennett will take his use it or lose it timeout. So we'll see. Maybe you get Marshallonis back into the game here with 2 fouls and 4.4 on the clock. Gaels without a field goal for the last 2.5 minutes. See what Randy Bennett's able to draw up here outside of Alex Dukas. The rest of St. Mary's just 6 of 20 from the field. Gaels are out rebounding the Broncos 19-16. St. Mary's 44% from the floor, 12 of 27. Santa Clara 10 of 27 from the field. That's 37%. And Marshallonis has been limited to just 14 minutes in this first half with 2 fouls. Gaels will get the basketball to start the second half. Keep Marshallonis on the bench, so it'll be Ross, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Saxon. 4.4 on the game clock. Gaels lead by 7, 33-26. Dukas to inbound near side. Dukas gets into Ross with 4, with 3. Ross around a screen. Ross dribbling into traffic, picks it up, leaves his feet, finds Barrett. That shot will not count. It's no good anyway. And that will take us into the break. So the Gaels, behind the red-hot shooting of Alex Dukas, take a 7-point lead into halftime. St. Mary's got 18 from their fifth-year senior on 6 of 7 shooting, 44% from the field, 6 of 13 from 3. They out-rebounded Santa Clara 19-16. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, 10 of 27 from the field. Carlos Marshall Jr. led the way for Santa Clara with 9 points. And the Gaels, without a field goal over the last 2:36, still able to take that 7-point lead into the break. So the fans filed to the concourse as we've reached halftime in Las Vegas. St. Mary's 33, Santa Clara 26. Halftime show is coming up next. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Fourth Floor Tap Room and Grill in Orinda's Theater Square is now your official away game watch party location for St. Mary's Athletics. Enjoy apps, salads, burgers, or one of their signature handcrafted wood-fired pizzas on the patio with the giant fire pit. Plus, they offer discounts for all St. Mary's students, coaches, faculty, and alumni. Catch every game on one of their 10 big screen TVs or enjoy live music Thursday through Saturday evenings from 6:30 to 10:30. You can even have them cater your next event. For more information, visit thefourthboard.com or call 925-254-1183. Go Gaels!
Independently owned for over 25 years, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one. Offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management, Heffernan is a one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com. That's Heffernan Insurance, hefins.com.
Bay Alarm is proud to sponsor the St. Mary's Gaels. How good is your defense? When it comes to protecting your home or business, Bay Alarm has been bringing the best for over 75 years, with security camera and fire alarm systems designed to fit your specific needs, expertly installed and professionally monitored 24/7. Ready to up your security game? Go to bayalarm.com and let our team of security experts get you protected today. Go Gaels.
Welcome to the Visit Walnut Creek Halftime Show on the Gaels Radio Network. Walnut Creek looks to brighten your world, connecting you to the best California experiences under the sun. Go to visitwalnutcreek.org to learn more. A first half recap, stats, and more are all ahead. Back courtside, here's Alex Jensen.
Welcome back to the Orleans Arena. We're at the break on Semifinal Monday. St. Mary's leads our first game tonight, 33-26 over Santa Clara. Again, Alex Dukas is the story so far today. 18 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Of course, all 7 of his attempts have come from 3. 18 points to go along with 3 rebounds. Augustus Marshallonis limited to 13 minutes and 41 seconds due to foul trouble with a couple of fouls. He was, again, limited to 13 minutes. He had a half dozen for St. Mary's on 3 of 5 shooting. to go along with a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists. You look at the plus-minus numbers, and right now it's Mitchell Saxon who has been the leading man there for the Gaels. He's played 15 minutes. He is a plus 10, despite being just 1 of 5. It's been a physical first half, as you would expect. And here, Mickey McConnell in our pregame show, one of our keys to the game was controlling the boards. And right now, St. Mary's is plus 3 on the boards, 19-16, the rebounding edge for the Gaels. 4 offensive rebounds for St. Mary's to 3 for Santa Clara. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they are 10 of 27 from the field. They have 9 points from Carlos Marshall Jr. on 4 of 8 shooting. He had some foul trouble in the first half, limited to just 11 minutes due to 2 fouls for Santa Clara in that first half. Carlos Marshall, again, leading the Broncos with 9 points. Christian Hammond has 4 for Santa Clara. Points in the paint, even at 10 points apiece. Points off turnovers. The Gaels have turned it over 5 times in this first half, including a sloppy one in the backcourt by Chris Howell. That has turned into 6 Santa Clara points. And the interesting stat here is that the Gaels are outscoring the Broncos in transition 10-4. I mean, that's normally a number where if this game's getting up and down, you'd expect Santa Clara to have a stronger performance there. Gaels, of course, don't get out and run very much, but 10 fast break points in that first half for St. Mary's. And their lead at the break is 7. West Coast Conference Tournament from Las Vegas. Semifinal number 2 coming up 30 minutes after the conclusion of this ball game. USF will try and take their 3rd crack to try and take down Gonzaga, who comes into play red hot. The Zags are winners of 8 in a row. Well, what did Randy Bennett think of the conference before the season started? Randy Bennett took us around the West Coast Conference, his snapshot of the league. Of course, this is the first year without BYU here in Las Vegas and in WCC play. So in celebration of being here at the WCC tournament, Randy Bennett tells us exactly what he thought at the beginning of the year of the West Coast Conference, and a little bit more than just that. Back right after this. 2 more things for you, Coach, before we shut this down. But the West Coast Conference, obviously, you mentioned top 10 in the net each of the last 3 years, 8-10-8, looking back at the numbers. So now you go without BYU, but you still have 4 teams in the top 100 in the Ken Pom. Where is the WCC? I mean, it seems like you have, like you mentioned, a lot of programs on the upswing. LMU, USF, Santa Clara's had first-round picks in back-to-back years and, been quad 1 and 2. But, without BYU, it changes things a little bit. So how do you see the WCC this season and moving forward? Do you think it's still a league that's on the upswing?
I do. I think the 3 schools you mentioned, Santa Clara, San Fran, and Loyola, I think they're pretty invested in their programs and moving the needle the right way on that. Pepperdine can be. They have 2 really good players. They have 2 all-league type players coming back.
Yeah.
That's a good start, especially nowadays when so many teams lose guys in the portal. And then, I mean, I can make a case for all of them. There's some I really don't. It'd be hard for me to make a case only because I don't know really who they have, because there's so many people in the transfer portal. And I just know programs are putting more into their program, so which is what it takes. I mean, obviously you have to have good players, you have to have good coaches, but if you have good resources and, you're doing things like you're scheduling right, you're paying salaries like you need to keep good coaches, and how you travel, those things, they affect winning for sure. And so I think more programs are doing that. I think more coaches and athletic directors are understanding that. If they don't, it's pretty black and white. If you don't, it's going to be tough to win in our league. So it's obviously at the top, it's a few teams that have been there for a while. The question originally was, what's losing BYU do? You're losing a good one.
Yeah,
for sure. And you're losing a cool place to play, a place that was they're very bought in on providing resources for the athletic programs to be successful, not just men's basketball, but all of them. And so we lose that. Hopefully we can replace it with somebody like that. And but I think, Santa Clara and Loyola and USF,
they're not far off.
Nah, for what BYU's done the last couple of years, San Fran's been to the tournament more recent than BYU.
Yeah.
But BYU's good. I'm not knocking BYU. They're good.
Quality program.
Some of those other programs even it up with them.
And they're, as you mentioned, they're committing USF, every time we go over there, it seems like there's something new, some steel structure they're building right in Santa Clara, and even Portland. When we were in Portland for the NCAA tournament using the Pilots practice facility, it feels like it's a little bit more widespread maybe than it was 10, 15 years ago, the commitment to having a good men's basketball program.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think Scott Lake has done a good job there.
Since 1990, the team at Common Interest Management has been privileged to serve boards of directors and community homeowners of many of the Bay Area's most prestigious communities. Whether working with a newly established community in the earliest stages of development or a more mature community, our experienced managers consult with the board to share best practices in all areas of community management. Common Interest tailors its services for communities of all sizes. If you are currently evaluating a new management company, please visit us at commoninterest.com.
Out here, we charge into the heartland with Mountain Dew. Out here, there's no rush hour, just the rush of flying wide open on glassy water at 5 a.m. with your first dew in hand. And there's no spin class, just bright green spinnerbait that ironically matches your second dew. Out here, we don't just play big buck hunt, we hunt actual big bucks. And out here, the best road is off-road, and the color of your truck is mud. Out here, it's dew.
Hey Gaels fans, if you love attending live sporting events and concerts, then be sure to check out Tickets for Less. At ticketsforless.com, you'll find the best selection of tickets to all your favorite events, and you never pay steep per-ticket service fees like you do on other sites. Whether you're looking to see your Gaels or are planning a trip to see a big event in the city, ticketsforless.com should always be your first stop for tickets. Ticketsforless.com, proud partner of St. Mary's Athletics and live event goers everywhere.
Welcome back to the Orleans Arena here in Las Vegas. Halftime in semifinal number 1. St. Mary's leads Santa Clara 33-26. Again, it's Alex Dukas with 6 first-half threes, leading all scorers in this game. Santa Clara, 9 from Carlos Marshall Jr. for the Broncos. Santa Clara really went cold down the stretch there as the Gaels broke a 23-23 tie with 8 in a row, including a couple of threes from Dukas. Gaels, however, did not have a field goal over the last 2.5 minutes, but do take a 7-point lead into halftime. For our Visit Walnut Creek out-of-town scoreboard, let's tell you what's happened so far in the WCC tournament. This began on Thursday with the 8-9 game, and 2 coaches, Leonard Perry for the Pacific Tigers was relieved of his duties, or reassigned, as they put it, in the athletic department. He was not with his team, but Lorenzo Romar, who had been announced Pepperdine, was parting ways with Coach Romar. Coached Pepperdine, and Pepperdine throttled Pacific 102-43 in the first game of the WCC tournament. And they went on to take on San Diego. And in that game, Pepperdine, that was the early game on that Wednesday, and on that Friday, and Pepperdine came from a large deficit in the second half to tie San Diego with about 10 seconds left, but Wayne McKinney III hit a 3 in the waning seconds to lift San Diego to a 57-52 win over Pepperdine. They would add a couple of free throws. San Diego would move on to take on Santa Clara in the quarterfinal. In the Friday games, the first round, or second round, if you will, on Friday, Portland and LMU in the late game, and the Pilots got a win here in Las Vegas, defeating LMU as the Lions concluded a disappointing season for Stan Johnson and his team, and Portland 78-70 over LMU in that game. In the first quarterfinal on Saturday, we talked about it. It was Santa Clara 104, San Diego 79. The Broncos 51 points in the first half, 53 in the second. They got 24 from Adama Ball on 5 of 11 shooting. That got Santa Clara to this point here in the semifinals against St. Mary's. In the other quarterfinal, it was the late game on Saturday night. USF defeated Portland 72-51. The Dons moving on to the semifinals for, I believe, the third consecutive year, if I am not mistaken. On the women's side, again, the St. Mary's women opened their tournament in that 6-7 game on Friday afternoon, and they fell to LMU by the final of 78-62. LMU ran away from the Gaels in the fourth quarter as St. Mary's had the lead on LMU actually late in that third quarter, but they were outscored in the final quarter. The Gaels were on Friday. LMU in the fourth quarter. Once this box score opens, I'll be able to tell you the exact number. LMU in the fourth quarter outscored the Gaels 30-15 to defeat St. Mary's by 16, 78-62. We'll step aside one final time, come back with the second half, the start of the second half. It'll be St. Mary's basketball to start the final 20 minutes. And at the half, the Gaels with a 7-point lead, 33-26 on the Broncos. You're listening to St. Mary's basketball. The second half coming up next from Learfield.
Diablo Valley Insurance Agency is a full-service independent insurance brokerage located in Walnut Creek. Founded in 1956, our agency has been providing insurance services to clients throughout Northern California and the Western United States for over 50 years. Our team of insurance professionals will take the time to understand your needs, whether personal or related to your business, and provide the best products and services for you. Go to DiabloValleyInsurance.com today to request a quote. Diablo Valley Insurance Agency. Local, independent, trusted.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Walnut Creek offers Gaels fans quick and easy access to the excitement of a vibrant city and the charm of hometown California, all in one central location, only 7 miles from campus. Walnut Creek Hotels are the official lodging partners for St. Mary's. In a sunny, upscale, and comfortable environment at the base of Mount Diablo, Walnut Creek brings together an eclectic collection of culture, award-winning shopping, hotels, sports facilities, and cuisine to make you smile at every turn. Go to visitwalnutcreek.org to explore your next adventure.
You're listening to St. Mary's Basketball on the Gaels Radio Network. Once again, here's Alex Jensen.
Gaels will start the second half with the basketball leading by 7 over Santa Clara. 33-26 is your score. Gaels shot 44% for that first half, led by Dukas' 18. Santa Clara with 37% from the floor, 10 of 27 from the field, led by Carlos Marshall Jr.'s 9. Broncos will start the second half with their starting 5 of Benjamin, Ball, Marshall, O'Neal, and Tilley. Gaels will counter with their 5 of Marshallonis, Mahaney, Dukas, Forbes, and Saxon. Foul trouble for both teams, and of course it's critical for the Gaels. 2 apiece on Marshallonis, Saxon, and Mason Forbes. And for Santa Clara, 2 apiece on Marshall and Christian Hammond. St. Mary's will have the ball as Dukas will inbound on the near side, gets it into Marshallonis. We are underway in half number 2. Gaels attacking the basket to my right. Marshallonis, Mahaney, Dukas, Forbes, and Mitchell Saxon. Here's Mahaney right side, passed up an open 3. Now probing with the left hand, rise up left lane line. Tough floater with the offhand, drops through. Saxon, or rather Mahaney's second bucket. Gaels have their biggest lead now at 9. 35-26. Broncos back in the front court. Working right to left, Broncos in the black. Marshall dribbling at the free throw line, takes a contested mid-range over Dukas. Off the mark, Saxon with the rebound. Here's Mahaney throwing across court to Marshallonis. Gaels lead by 9. Marshallonis picks up the dribble, gives topside to Saxon. Swings to the corner, Dukas open, a 3 on the way. Barely grazes the front rim. Benjamin had the rebound fall out of his hands, tracks it down. Now with his foot to the accelerator, runs into Mahaney, lost the basketball. It's a turnover, an outlet from Mahaney over the top, trying to get it to Dukas, deflected and stolen by Carlos Marshall. So back-to-back turnovers for the Gaels. or rather a miss and a turnover. St. Mary's leads by 9. Here's Benjamin swinging it right side. O'Neal, a contested 3 off the catch. Over the hand of Saxon, knocks it down. 6'10 junior, he can step out and make those. That's his first basket. St. Mary's lead is a half dozen. 35-29. Santa Clara's third tray. Dukas to Forbes. Forbes on the left wing, up top to Saxon. Saxon gets to Marshallonis left wing. Marshallonis for Mahaney. Mahaney back to Marshallonis. His man fell over. Now back to his feet with 8 on the shot clock. Marshallonis probing left baseline. Steps through, leans in. Tried to drop it off to Forbes. He had an open floater. Passed it up. And a turnover. Back-to-back turnovers on the Gaels. O'Neal with the steal. He's got it left side. Takes another 3. It is no good. And Saxon with the rebound, warding off Tilly. 35-29. St. Mary's on top. They've led by as many as 9 in this second half. Dukas for Mahaney. Mahaney surveys the floor. Another Bronco falls over. Here's Mahaney now, trying to get it to Forbes underneath. Forbes mishandled the pass. It's out of bounds. 3 turnovers in the first 2 minutes of second half action. But Forbes, he has not had the best game just catching passes. Would have had an open layup with a spin. Here's O'Neal dribbling on Forbes. Mason knocks the dribble away. O'Neal down on the floor to get it. Gets it off to Benjamin. Benjamin outside left, right off a screen. Makes his way to the free throw line. Little change of pace. Turnaround jumper on the way from 15 is good. So 5 in a row for the Broncos. Gaels been sloppy to start the second half. 1 of 2 from the field. 3 turnovers. They lead by 4. 35-31. Marshallonis, right wing, holding a left-hand dribble. Benjamin on his hip, left off the Saxon screen. Bodies everywhere. Everyone's falling on this end of the floor. Mahaney, high left front court. Around a screen from Saxon. 6 to shoot. Mahaney, top of the arc, takes a 3 off the bounce. It's good! Mahaney's first tray. He's got all 5 in the second half for the Gaels. St. Mary's back up 7. That's the Gaels' 7-3 whistle, and a foul is called on Mitchell Saxon. That's his 3rd foul, and that is a big call early in the second half. So Saxon's 3rd. He's got 3 points and 8 rebounds. He's got to be careful now. And Santa Clara will have it on the baseline. Benjamin will inbound. Benjamin looking. Gets in left corner. O'Neal steps back, takes a long 2, comes up short. Mahaney with the rebound on the weak side. 38-31. St. Mary's on top. 16:50 to play. Marshallonis at the logo, gets a high screen from Forbes. Angles to the right wing, hands to Mahaney. Mahaney off a screen. Mahaney makes his way to the left wing, double team there, holding the dribble. Whips a pass to Saxon at the left elbow. Saxon out to Dukas, run off the line by Marshall. Dukas drops it off to Saxon, right block. Pivoting on Tongue, goes up the right hand and banks it in. Gaels back up 9. Saxon kept his pivot foot perfectly that time. 40-31. O'Neal right wing. O'Neal feeds the post. Back to the basket, right baseline. Tongue gives it up to Marshall. Contested mid-range is off the mark. Dukas hits the deck, slow to get to his feet. Like his left leg maybe. Then he hobbles his way back down the floor. Here's Marshallonis out top. Marshallonis right off the Saxon screen, probing out to the corner. Forbes didn't want the 3. Instead gives to Dukas. Dukas curling off a screen. Bounce pass to Forbes. Down the lane with the 2-hand hammer. That's got to be our Common Interest Management Services play of the game. Perfectly done as the Gaels have opened up their first double-digit lead on the 2-hand jam by Forbes. 15:40 to play. Ball to the corner for Benjamin. Benjamin guarded by Mahaney. Jab step, now wants to drive baseline. Met there by Mahaney. A little change of pace and a foul called on Aiden. That shot goes up, in and out. Foul coming on the floor. It's going to be Mahaney's second, and it takes us to a timeout here in Las Vegas. 15:33 to play. Last 7 points going to the Gaels. Alex Dukas is just doing it all. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and the tomahawk jam by Mason Forbes. Gaels lead by 11. 15:33 to play. Back with more right after this. St. Mary's 42, Santa Clara 31. You're listening to St. Mary's basketball from Learfield.
Show your school spirit and earn rewards. As the official credit union of St. Mary's College, University Credit Union offers a custom-designed rewards credit card for the Gale family. Enjoy no annual fee while earning unlimited points, making the UCU St. Mary's credit card the perfect card to use for everyday use. Plus, when you open a UCU checking account, you'll show even more Gale pride with the St. Mary's College debit card. Visit ucu.org to learn more and apply today. Federally insured by NCUA.
My name's Tony Tornado. I write and star in my own shows and movies. My crew knows that I dream of Hollywood. They also know that I love Mountain Dew. But there's so much more they don't know. Sometimes at night, I look up at the stars and think, I know why Mountain Dew's so crucial to my existence, but does anybody else? See, Dew's the green gold circulating through my veins. It makes Tony Tornado believe that he can do anything. So now you know my secret. But there's so much more you don't know.
Do the do.
Panini's Ristorante has been delivering quality food and beverages to the Moraga area for years and is a proud hometown partner of St. Mary's College Athletics. Casual dining with the whole family or an adult night out, they have you covered. Visit them at 1375 Moraga Way for a wonderful experience. Panini's Ristorante.
This is Mitchell Saxon. More Gaels basketball is on the way.
Gaels have opened up their biggest lead of the ball game. They've outscored Santa Clara 9-5 since halftime. They're in the middle of a 7-0 run, and they lead the Broncos by 11, 42-31 in semifinal number 1 from the Orleans Arena. Gale fans, if you love attending live sporting events and concerts, then be sure to check out Tickets for Less. At ticketsforless.com, you'll find the best selection of tickets to all of your favorite events, and you never have to pay steep per-ticket service fees like you do on other sites. Whether you're looking to see your Gaels or are planning a trip to see a big event in the city, ticketsforless.com should always be your first stop for tickets. Ticketsforless.com, proud partner of St. Mary's College Athletics and live event goers everywhere. 42-31, the St. Mary's lead. That dunk by Forbes, again, our Common Interest Management Services play of the game. Perfect little pocket pass from Dukas to Forbes. Gaels in the second half here, a half dozen points in the paint to Santa Clara's none. Turnovers have kept the Broncos in it. St. Mary's turnovers, that is. They've turned it over 8 times, giving the Broncos 11 points off those turnovers. Marshallonis, Mahaney, Luke Barrett checks in. Forbes and Saxon for St. Mary's. Christian Hammond along with Ensminger, Bryan, Marshall, and Tongue for the Broncos in the black. In from the baseline, it comes left of the lane to Tongue. Tongue floats it outside to Marshall. Marshall guarded by Barrett, crosses over to the left hand, steps back to the corner, now gives it up top to Hammond. Hammond driving on Mahaney, spins to his right in the middle of the lane, floats it up and in. Well, Christian Hammond, his second bucket of the night. Cuts the Gale lead to single digits again, 42-33. Marshallonis for Mahaney. Mahaney for Barrett up top. Gales in this second half, 4 of 5. Mahaney chased by Hammond, right off a Saxon switch. Has Tongue on a switch now. Dribbling top of the arc, 10 to shoot. Terminates the dribble. Gives it outside to Barrett at the timeline. 7 to shoot. Barrett on Marshall. Angles right. Gives to Mahaney. 3 at the end of the clock, right side. It's good! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Aiden Mahaney. His second half 3. And of his 10 points, 8 have come since halftime. Gale lead is a dozen. 45-33. Bryan dribbling left of the lane. Trying to muscle his way onside on Marshallonis. Rises from about 6 and rattles it in. 45-35. Gales with the lead. They've made 8 threes tonight. Mahaney right of the logo, guarded by the 6'5 Bryan, right off a Forbes screen. Swings it left side to Marshallonis, now in the corner. Marshallonis trying to feed Saxon. He's got it. Back to the basket, left baseline. Backing down on Ensminger. Pounding his way downstairs. Pivots the right-hand hook and gets the roll. Middle of the paint. Saxon able to drop it through. Gale lead back to a dozen. 8 points in the paint here in the second half so far for St. Mary's. Marshall left wing. Putting it on the deck. Stops left elbow. Rises from 16. Knocks down the J. It's his first bucket since the opening minutes. It's the 14:45 mark in that first half. 47-37. Gales on top. Mahaney calling a play right of the logo. Gales are 6 of 7 to start half number 2. Has Marshall on a switch. Mahaney swings to the left edge. Barrett on the angle. Terminates the dribble. Feeds Saxon. He's defended by the guard, Hammond. Drops it off across the paint. Trying to go up for the jam is Forbes, and a foul called on Cameron Tongue. Clearly some miscommunication defensively there for Santa Clara, as Hammond was guarding Saxon on the left side of the lane, and Tongue was caught in the middle, kind of trying to go between Saxon and Forbes. With 13:18 to go, he commits the foul, and Mason Forbes will have free throws. Second foul on Tongue. He is 0 for 2 on one trip to the line in that first half. 14 for 43 on the year, and his first is way too heavy. Comes O'Neal and Adama ball. Cameron Tongue sprints off the floor, as does Christian Hammond. Gales lead by 10. Forbes another free throw here. It is on the way, and it's no good. Barrett with the offensive rebound. Putback doesn't go, but a foul called. Boy, Luke Barrett, I mean, it's just the intangibles, the extra possessions he gives you, and now drawing a foul on Santa Clara to go to the line. And foul on Ensminger, his first, the second team foul on the Broncos. And here's Barrett now for 2 shots. His first is good. It's backbreaking for an opponent when Luke Barrett does exactly that. Forbes comes off, Dukas back in there. First good for Luke, second is on the way, and he got it, rattles it in. Back to a 12-point lead. 49-37, approaching 13 minutes to play on this Monday night in Las Vegas. Marshall high right, gives across the floor to O'Neal. O'Neal a ball. Ball guarded by Marshall Lonis. Left-hand drive, picks up his dribble, met by Dukas. Back outside to O'Neal, dribbling at the free throw line. Dribbled it off his foot. It ends up in the hands of Saxon. Second half turnover on the Broncos. And the Gaels leading by a dozen with the basketball. Dukas eyes the floor, left of the logo. Now floats it downstairs. Saxon on the catch underneath. Little up and under. Scores low right. Perfect pass over the top. Dukas for Saxon. Alex Dukas been the best player on the floor tonight. And a little kind of a slip the pick and roll, and Saxon over the top, able to gather the pass and lay it in. Gaels have their biggest lead at 14. Here's Ensminger. It's O'Neal, right foul line extended. O'Neal back to the basket on Dukas. Picks up the dribble, pivots outside to Marshall. Marshall guarded by Barrett. Right wing, 10 to shoot. Marshall trying to drive. A foul called on Luke Barrett. So 51-37. St. Mary's on top. 7 of 8 from the field here in the second half. They've made their last 6. Broncos, meanwhile, have made their last 3, but they've lost ground in that time. So it'll be a baseline out of bounds for the Broncos. That's number 1 on Barrett, the third team foul on St. Mary's. And ball will inbound right side of the basket, standing on the baseline. Gets into Marshall right of the lane. Back to the basket, trying to back down on Barrett, holding a left-hand dribble. Picks it up across the lane to Ensminger. He's fouled by Saxon. That's number 4. That is a huge call in this second half as Saxon picks up his 4th foul. And with the Gaels, of course, thin, he's got a Randy Bennett will get Mason Forbes back into the ball game, and Ensminger will shoot free throws. So 2 free throws for Ensminger. 80% free throw shooter, and Saxon, again, picking up foul number 4. He's got 9 points and 8 rebounds tonight, and Ensminger's first pinball's out. There comes Mason Forbes, and Mitchell Saxon will likely be on the bench for a little while. Again, Harry Wessels is in uniform tonight. Second free throw for Ensminger is no good. He missed them both. Bryan keeping the rebound alive, but Marshall Lonis tips it away and gathers it in for the Gaels. 8 minutes into the second half, Gaels lead by 14. 51-37. Mahaney between the circles, eyes the floor, looks low, now left off the Forbes screen, double teamed, top of the key left by Ball and Ensminger. Bounce pass downstairs to Forbes, kick out Dukas, didn't want the 3, good closeout by Bryan. 8 to shoot, here's Marshall Lonis right side on Ensminger. Jab step, drive, spin, inside, scoops it up, and in, and 1. WCC Player of the Year, Augustus Marshall Lonis, putting Ensminger in a blender, and he'll go to the line for a chance at 3. 11:46 to play. The Gaels have stretched their lead to 16. A timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. And all St. Mary's in the second half, at least to this point. They've outscored Santa Clara 20-11 since halftime. Marciullonis to the line for a chance at three. We step aside. 11:46 to play. Gaels on top of Santa Clara, 53-37. You're listening to St. Mary's basketball from Learfield.
Fourth Board Tap Room and Grill in Orinda's Theater Square is now your official away game watch party location for St. Mary's Athletics. Enjoy apps, salads, burgers, or one of their signature handcrafted wood-fired pizzas on the patio with the giant fire pit. Plus, they offer discounts for all St. Mary's students, coaches, faculty, and alumni. Catch every game on one of their 10 big-screen TVs or enjoy live music Thursday through Saturday evenings from 6:30 to 10:30. You can even have them cater your next event. For more information, visit thefourthboard.com or call 925-254-1183. Go Gaels!
Independently owned for over 25 years, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one. Offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management, Heffernan is a one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com. That's Heffernan Insurance, hefins.com.
Bay Alarm is proud to sponsor the St. Mary's Gaels. How good is your defense? When it comes to protecting your home or business, Bay Alarm has been bringing the best for over 75 years, with security camera and fire alarm systems designed to fit your specific needs, expertly installed and professionally monitored 24/7. Ready to up your security game? Go to bayalarm.com and let our team of security experts get you protected today. Go Gaels.
This is Augustus Marciullonis, and you're listening to Gaels Basketball.
Well, Augustus Marciullonis is about to head to the line here for a chance at a three-point play after just a beautiful drive and take and an and one on Ensminger. I mean, that's player of the year type of stuff right there from Augustus Marciullonis. Kind of isolated on the right side of the floor with the shot clock winding down. Went left, spun right, kind of brought his arms underneath to get Ensminger's hand across his forearms, and strong enough to finish through contact for the and one. And if he makes this free throw, Gaels will have a 17-point lead. 11:46 to play. Welcome back to the Orleans Arena. Alex Jensen with you. St. Mary's 53, Santa Clara 37. Alex Dukas leads all scorers with 18 points. Mitchell Saxon on the bench right now with 4 fouls. And of course, the Gaels, given their injury issues so far this year, or at least at this point in the season, I should say, with no Joshua Jefferson and Harry Wessels suited up, but available only in case of an emergency. After Saxon going down with the 4 fouls, Ensminger missing 2 free throws, and then Marciullonis with the and one. We'll have a chance at 3 here. Gaels with Marciullonis, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Forbes. Santa Clara counters, Ball, Marshall, Bryan, with O'Neal and Tongue. And the free throw for Marciullonis, he gets the friendly roll and drops it in. So a 3-point play for Goose, and the Gaels lead by 17, 54-37. Broncos in the black, work it back right to left. Marshall, top of the arc, takes a drive across the paint to Tongue. Tongue goes up the left hand, can't score. And a good contest by Dukas. The rebound batted around and out of bounds underneath the basket, staying with Santa Clara. Gaels are on a 7-0 run. St. Mary's has made each of their last 7 shots. Adama ball to inbound, baseline left, gets into Marshall. 6 feet from the basket, probing inside. Little runner off the heel of the rim with the right hand. Gets his own miss, bullies his way to the right block and banks it in. Bodies everywhere as Forbes and Tongue both hit the deck. 54-39. Marshall into double figures. He's got 13. Mahaney, Dukas to Barrett. Now Marciullonis at the logo, calling out a play. 13 to shoot. 11 minutes to play. Marciullonis angles left with the dribble. Gives to Forbes at the free throw line. 8 to shoot. Forbes driving. Forbes up with the right hand drive. Banks it in. Nice take by Mason Forbes from the free throw line. Getting right to the cup for a contested lay-in. Gaels back up 17. O'Neal spinning tough shot. No good. Foul on the rebound is going to go on Cameron Tongue. Now Cameron Tongue and Luke Barrett having words on their way back down the floor. Cameron Tongue was in the middle of that 4 technical performance from Santa Clara in Moraga. 56-39 is your score. Gales on top. Backcourt pressure from Ball and Tyree Bryan, and Marshallonis up the far wing, left to right. It's the Gales organized in the half court. 10.5 minutes to play. Gales lead by 17. Dukas on the catch, left wing, guarded by Marshall. Jab step right off a Forbes screen. Dribbling top of the arc, picks up the dribble, gives to Marshallonis with 8 to shoot at the logo. Marshallonis left off a Forbes screen. Little pocket pass to Forbes, middle of the plane. Rises up for a floater. It's around and in. Perfect pass from Marshallonis. Little pocket pass to Forbes right around the WCC logo inside the free throw line. And Forbes gets his second straight bucket. Gales lead by 19. Bryan at the free throw line. Kick out to O'Neal on the right wing. O'Neal for Marshall left side. Marshall pulls it back, takes an uncontested three off the bounce. That's good. Carlos Marshall is doing his best to keep the Broncos in it. He's got 16 now. The Gale lead is 16. 58-42. St. Mary's is 10 of 11 here in the second half. Mahaney near sideline, up top to Marshallonis, and Ball reaching in, fouls Marshallonis at the logo, trying to jar that pass free. So the first on Ball, Bryan comes off. Christian Hammond checks in for the Broncos. Points in the paint in this half, the Gales have scored 16 to Santa Clara's 4. Mahaney with the dribble near side, left off a pair of screens. Retreats toward the timeline, bounce pass through traffic, top of the arc to Forbes. Forbes for Dukas, dribbles left, takes a three off the bounce, off the front rim, no good. Tongue tracks down the rebound in the far corner. O'Neal hit the deck, he's on his back underneath the basket. Marshall, a 1-on-4, throws it away. Not a smart play, and then Barrett trying to get it to Marshallonis. Deflected out of bounds by Hammond. O'Neal back to his feet, looks to be okay. Here comes Chris Howell. And Howell will check in for Alex Dukas. 9:13 to go. Gales lead by 16. Carlos Marshall slow to walk his way back down to the other end. He has dealt with a back injury this year, Marshall has. It's a game-time decision for that game in Moraga. He looks like he's in a lot of pain right now. Marshallonis top of the key right. Marshallonis over the head pass right side to Mahaney. Mahaney a jab step, drive through the lane. Kick out left corner. Barrett wants a three. That's off the heel of the rim. And Hammond with the rebound. Gales made 10 of their first 11 shots. They missed their last 2. Still lead by 16. Hammond with the right-hand drive. Runner off glass over Mahaney. Drops in. 58-44. 8:45 to play on semifinal Monday in game number 1 here in Las Vegas. As the Gales break the press, Marshallonis will call it a play from the logo. St. Mary's 10 of 13 in half number 2. Marshallonis between the circles, throws it left corner. Howell on the catch, back up top to Marshallonis. He'll take a three, it's on the way, it's around and out. Forbes with the offensive rebound, gets it back out, the Gales reset. Marshallonis high left, dribbling on Tongue. Angles to the corner, now an O'Neal. Marshallonis driving, puts up a floater off glass and good, left of the lane. He is just in total control. West Coast Conference Player of the Year, now with 11 points. 8 minutes to go, Gales lead by 16. Ball, top of the arc, hesitates, left-hand drive, bumped off his path. No shot, says Tony Padilla. If that foul is on Marshallonis, it is. It's his third, and it takes us to a timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. Well, Santa Clara making a little bit of noise after they cut the St. Mary's lead to 4. Gales then went on a 16-6 run to create some separation out to 14, make it a 19-6 run. Santa Clara trying to cut back into this lead, but the Gales still holding a 16-point advantage with 7:59 to play. Timeout on the floor here in Las Vegas. St. Mary's 60, Santa Clara 44. You're listening to Gales basketball from Learfield.
Since 1990, the team at Common Interest Management has been privileged to serve boards of directors and community homeowners of many of the Bay Area's most prestigious communities. Whether working with a newly established community in the earliest stages of development or a more mature community, our experienced managers consult with the board to share best practices in all areas of community management. Common Interest tailors its services for communities of all sizes. If you are currently evaluating a new management company, please visit us at commoninterest.com.
Hey Gaels fans, if you love attending live sporting events and concerts, then be sure to check out Tickets for Less. At ticketsforless.com, you'll find the best selection of tickets to all your favorite events, and you never pay steep per-ticket service fees like you do on other sites. Whether you're looking to see your Gaels or are planning a trip to see a big event in the city, ticketsforless.com should always be your first stop for tickets. Ticketsforless.com, proud partner of St. Mary's Athletics and live event goers everywhere.
Out here, we charge into the heartland with Mountain Dew. Out here, there's no rush hour, just the rush of flying wide open on glassy water at 5 a.m. with your first dew in hand. And there's no spin class, just bright green spinner bait that ironically matches your second dew. Out here, we don't just play big buck hunt, we hunt actual big bucks. And out here, the best road is off-road, and the color of your truck is mud. Out here, it's dew.
This is Mason Forbes. You're listening to Gaels Basketball.
7:59 to play. Welcome back to the Orleans Arena. St. Mary's leads Santa Clara 60-44. Alex Dukas leads all scorers with 18 points. The Gaels did it from outside in the first half when St. Mary's went 6 of 13 from the field. So far here in the second half, however, St. Mary's has got it done in the paint, 18-6 in the paint. The Gaels have outscored Santa Clara. They have outscored the Broncos in the second half overall, 27-18. Foul trouble for the Gaels. Mitchell Saxon is on the bench with 4 fouls. Marshall Lonis just picked up his third. It's the 15th foul on St. Mary's. And on the other side for Santa Clara, Cameron Tung has 3 for the Broncos. Hammond, Ball, Marshall, O'Neal, and Tung for Santa Clara. Gaels counter, Marshall Lonis, Mahaney, Howell, Barrett, and Forbes. 7:59 to play. Gaels lead by 16. Hammond, left side of the basket standard, gets it into Marshall. Left block extended, backing down on Howell. Jab step, tough fall away jumper from about 8 is up and good. Nothing but net for Marshall, who's got 18. 60-46. Backcourt pressure again here from Marshall on Marshall Lonis as the Broncos double team the Gale ball handler, who breaks the timeline up the far side, threads a pass to Mahaney on the near side, and the Gales get set in the half court. 7.5 minutes to play. Gales lead by 14. Mahaney surveys, dribbling between the circles, double team, gives to Barrett, open from the right side, takes a 3, barely grazes the front rim. Foul on the rebound's going to go on Cameron Tung. That's his 4th, and now the 16th foul on Santa Clara. Next we'll put the Gales at the line. Howell comes off, Dukas back in there. Here comes Tyree Bryan off the bench for Santa Clara, and he will check in for Johnny O'Neal. So Tung and Saxon each with 4. Saxon is off, Tung is on. Gales lead 60-46. Marshall Lonis baseline left, into Mahaney in the left corner. Drives past ball on the baseline, tries to fit a pass out to the near corner for Marshall Lonis. Somehow got it over there, past about 3 Bronco hands. Marshall Lonis for Dukas. Dukas for Mahaney, cycle to the corner. Here's Barrett driving inside with the right hand, and a foul called on the drive, and Luke Barrett will have free throws. That one on Christian Hammond, his 3rd. And a 1-and-1 upcoming here for Luke Barrett. Comes Christoph Tilley back into the ball game. Tung is off the 4 fouls. And Luke Barrett, who was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, despite being 0 of 6 from the field, will have a 1-and-1 here with the Gales leading by 14. Front end for Luke is on the way. It is good. 61-46. This was a close game in the first half. The Gales a 19-6 run from the 17-minute mark to the 11:45 mark. Gave them double-digit separation. Barrett gets the roll in the second, makes them both. He is now 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And the Gales have reclaimed a 16-point lead, 62-46. 7 minutes to play. Hammond walks it up, gives to Marshall, wide open from the left wing, lets a 3 fly, missed it badly too strong, and a good box out by Mason Forbes, tapping the rebound to Barrett. Boy, Marshall's not going to get any more open than that. That was his easiest look tonight. Gales lead by 16. Here's Marshall Lonis top side. Goose retreats, picks up the dribble, gives to Mahaney right side of the logo. 16 to shoot. Mahaney dribbling on Marshall, left off the screen, gives to Goose, skips to Barrett. Barrett wide open, right side, lets a 3 fly, off the front rim, off the glass, no good. Marshall with the rebound for the Broncos. 6.5 minutes to play. Tilly hands to ball. Ball's been quiet, drives the lane, lobs to Tilly on the catch, lays it in. 6:20 to go. St. Mary's lead 14, 62-48. Mahaney ball handling past Hammond into the front court. St. Mary's 11 of 17 in this second half. Mahaney between the circles, angles right, met by a double team, leaves his feet, finds Forbes underneath. He is fouled, shot goes up, off glass. Count the bucket for Forbes. The foul on ball, and Forbes will go to the line for a chance at 3. 6 minutes to play. The Gaels back up 16. Perfect pass over the top from Mahaney, pressured on the near side to Forbes underneath. And Forbes will try and complete a 3-point play. Gaels have led by as many as 19 in this second half. 64-46. Mason's free throw is on the way, in and out. Barrett with the offensive board. Another one, tiptoeing the baseline. Gets it back into Forbes. Forbes missed a contested floater, and the rebound to Marshall. It's Bryan up the near side. Bryan right off the screen. Top of the arc, dribbling on Dukas. Feeds the post, low left, Tilly. Back to the basket on Forbes. Backing down, kick out to Hammond. Whistle and a foul called on Forbes, defending the post. So 16 foul on St. Mary's. Forbes picks up his third. Marshallonis and Forbes each with 3. Saxon with 4. He's going to head back into the ball game here. He's got to be careful. Forbes comes off. He's been excellent. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the field. Hammond inbound, baseline left, lob to Tilly right there at the rim, able to finger roll it in. 64-50. St. Mary's on top. 5:40 to play. More backcourt pressure from the Broncos as Mahaney angles across the timeline with the left-hand dribble, finds Dukas top of the arc, gives it off to the left side for Barrett. Barrett back up top to Mahaney. Scales break the press and get set in the half court with 5:22 on the game clock, leading by 14. Mahaney out top, guarded by Hammond. Right off the Saxon screen. Double team, gives to Marshallonis, past the corner for Dukas. 7 to shoot, up top Marshallonis. Drives past ball, drops it off to Saxon. Saxon pivots, goes up in traffic. Had it partially blocked, rebound tipped out to Dukas, but a shot clock violation. So the Gaels turn it over, leading by 14, 64-50. 5:05 to play. Mason Forbes will check back in. He'll replace Saxon with the 4 fouls. Both teams have shot it well here in the second half. Santa Clara 11 of 19, St. Mary's 12 of 20. It's the Gaels with a 64-50 lead. Hammond between the circles, gives to Marshall. Left wing, good closeout by Barrett. Denied the 3. Marshall with the drive. Marshall stumbling, tried to put up a fall-away jumper. Blocked by Forbes. Loose ball into the hands of Tilly. Now a whistle and a foul is called. This one's going to go on... Is this going to be on both of them? I think it's going to be a double foul on Barrett and Marshall. Vern Harris with the whistle. He's going to walk over to the scorer's table. Well, it would be the second on Barrett and the third on Marshall if that's the call. So now they will head over to the monitor and looking at something. Again, when these two teams got together, there were 5 technicals in that game, an ejection. And 4 of those technicals came from Santa Clara. So the foul is called on Carlos Marshall. It'll be Gaels basketball. Now they're taking a look at the monitor. We are not privy to a replay here. No, Ryan Barnett looks like he's got something queued up for us. So the foul is on Marshall. It'll be Gaels basketball. St. Mary's leads by 14. I didn't see what happened. A shot went up and there was kind of some extracurriculars away from the ball. Luke Barrett's really gotten underneath the skin of Santa Clara this year. Marshall put up that fall-away jumper. See if we can see what happened here. They didn't really get a great angle, but there were a couple of arms kind of flying around. And Tony Padilla still at the scorer's table. It was Marshall and Forbes, matter of fact, that got tangled up. And Marshall, they may call a hook and hold here, as Marshall looked like he had the left arm of Mason Forbes. Hook and hold, I believe, is a flagrant 2, if I'm not mistaken. Hook and hold being, of course, when you kind of clamp your elbow around the opposing player's arm. Well, Mike Littlewood, Tony Padilla, it appears they've got a verdict here. That was called on Carlos Marshall. It's his third. It's the 9th team foul on Santa Clara. So the next foul on the Broncos, the Gaels will be in the double bonus with 4:52 to go. It's a flagrant 1, a hook and hold. And if they call that, that would mean 2 free throws and the ball for St. Mary's. It is a flagrant 1 on Carlos Marshall, a hook and hold, so the Gaels will get 2 free throws and the basketball. Santa Clara, again, you look at the games in which there has been some controversy around the Broncos, and it's games that they have lost. They lost at St. Mary's 82-77 with the 4 flagrants. They really dropped a game they should have won at USF. Had multiple ejections in that game. It is going to be Mason Forbes to shoot the free throws. And he, of course, has had a tough time from the line tonight, 0 of 5. But the Gaels will retain possession after these 2 free throws. So it's a flagrant 2 on Marshall. He has 3, and Forbes' first of 2 is too strong off the back rim. Now 0 of 6 from the free throw line. Forbes with his second. Missed it. So Forbes misses both. But the Gaels will have the basketball. He is 0 of 7 from the free throw line. Gaels is a team 8 of 16. In full court pressure here, Hammond and Ball with Marshallonis and Mahaney in the backcourt. Dukas will inbound. Dukas gets into Mahaney, guarded by the 6'6" Ball. Mahaney gives cross court to Marshallonis. Marshallonis sprinting up the far sideline, stretches a pass to Barrett, and the Gaels get set in the half court as Marshallonis holds the dribble at the logo. Barrett left wing. Barrett up top to Marshallonis. Goose right off a Forbes screen, gives to Mahaney. Touch pass down low to Forbes, rising for an uncontested two-hand jam. Perfectly done. Tic-tac-toe, Marshallonis to the near wing. Broncos overcommitted. Forbes was wide open, rolling down the lane. Gaels back up 16, 66-50. Here's Hammond, top of the arc, driving on Mahaney. Whistle and a foul called. And floater up no good for Hammond, but the foul on Mahaney coming on the floor with 4:17 to go. That's his third foul. And Hammond will have free throws here. Gaels now have scored 22 points in the paint here in this second half. I called that foul on the shot, so Hammond will have free throws. He is 12 of 15 for the line so far this year. Drops in his first. The Broncos are a very good free throw shooting team. 71% from the line. So that would be above average, not very good necessarily. Hammond's second free throw is good. 66-52. More backcourt pressure here. Marshallonis collects the inbound pass from Dukas. Gets it over to Mahaney. Mahaney pressured by Ball. Ball handling across the timeline. Leaves his feet. Finds Marshallonis in the front court high left. And approaching 4 minutes to play. Gaels with a 16-point lead. They've got the ball. And a chance to run some offense. Marshallonis high left. Left-hand drive. Kick out to the corner for Barrett. Barrett across the lane with 7 to shoot. Outside to Dukas. Now Mahaney on the left side. Dribbling on Hammond. Steps back. Takes a 3 off the bounce. It's on the way. It is off the back rim. No good. Foul on the rebound's going to go on Christoph Tilley. Boxing out on Mason Forbes. And even though Mason Forbes is 0 of 7 from the free throw line, he has been crucial for the Gaels tonight. He'll have free throws after this timeout. 3:47 to play. St. Mary's leads Santa Clara by 14. It is 66-52 as we step aside from Las Vegas. More coming up after this. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Show your school spirit and earn rewards as the official credit union of St. Mary's College, University Credit Union offers a custom-designed rewards credit card for the Gale family. Enjoy no annual fee while earning unlimited points, making the UCU St. Mary's credit card the perfect card to use for everyday use. Plus, when you open a UCU checking account, you'll show even more Gale pride with the St. Mary's College debit card. Visit ucu.org to learn more and apply today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, You, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Diablo Valley Insurance Agency is a full-service independent insurance brokerage located in Walnut Creek. Founded in 1956, our agency has been providing insurance services to clients throughout Northern California and the Western United States for over 50 years. Our team of insurance professionals will take the time to understand your needs, whether personal or related to your business, and provide the best products and services for you. Go to DiabloValleyInsurance.com today to request a quote. Diablo Valley Insurance Agency. Local, independent, trusted.
This is St. Mary's Basketball on the Gaels Radio Network.
Alex Jensen back with you in Las Vegas. St. Mary's leads Santa Clara 66-52 with 3:47 to go. Mason Forbes is going to have 2 free throws here out of the timeout. Santa Clara, the Broncos have 2 timeouts left. St. Mary's with 3. That last foul coming on Christoph Tilley, his second, and the Gaels in the double bonus here. So Mason Forbes, who is 0 of 7 from the free throw line, will have a pair. Marshallonis, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Forbes out of the timeout for St. Mary's. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, Hammond, Ball, Marshall, Bryan, and Tongue. Tongue has 4 fouls. Saxon has 4 fouls. Marshallonis, Mahaney, and Forbes each with 3. Hammond and Marshall each with 3 for Santa Clara. Gaels lead by 14. 2 shots here for Mason Forbes. He is 0 of 7 from the free throw line. The Gaels are 8 of 16. And his first is on the way. It's good. He rattled in, and kind of a Bronx cheer from the crowd here at the Orleans Arena. Second upcoming for Forbes. It is good. He got them both. 68-52. Forbes comes off. He's got 14. Making a dozen, pardon me. He's got a dozen. No, that's right. He's got 14. They had Barrett taking those free throws. It was actually Mason Forbes. Hammond, top of the arc. Hammond driving on Mahaney, running hook up off glass. No good. Rebound tipped around and gathered by Mahaney. Mahaney trapped in the backcourt. Throws a cross court to Marshallonis. Marshallonis trapped over to the near side for Mahaney. Mahaney stretches the pass to the front court for Saxon. And the Gaels break the press, get set in the front court. As Saxon is double teamed, gives off to Marshallonis in the logo. Clock becoming a factor here. Gaels lead by 16. 3:20 to play. Marshallonis to Dukas, wide open, left side 3 is good! The 7th 3 of the ball game for Alex Dukas. That puts the Gaels up 19, and they can taste the finals now. 3 minutes to play. Boy, Dukas, 7 of 10 from 3. That ties a program record for threes made in a game. Bryan a drive, rises up for a floater over Dukas, no good. Dukas with the rebound and a foul call. A jump ball is called. Boy, I don't know about that one, as Mike Littlewood calls a jump ball. Bryan coming over the top trying to tie up Dukas. No, not a program record, just want to make that clear. But a career best for Dukas, 7 threes. He has 21 points. And a timeout is taken. Randy Bennett calls time. I believe that will take us to a timeout on the floor. Alex Dukas, as he did all first half, brings rain with a 3, puts the Gaels up 19 with 2:49 to play. And we've got a timeout here in Las Vegas, I believe, anyway. I don't think they've taken the final media timeout. Yes, it is a media timeout. So we will step aside and come back right after this. 2:49 to play. St. Mary's 71, Santa Clara 52. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Panini's Ristorante has been delivering quality food and beverages to the Moraga area for years and is a proud hometown partner of St. Mary's College Athletics. Casual dining with the whole family or an adult night out, they have you covered. Visit them at 1375 Moraga Way for a wonderful experience. Panini's Ristorante.
My name's Tony Tornado. I write and star in my own shows and movies. My crew knows that I dream of Hollywood. They also know that I love Mountain Dew. But there's so much more they don't know. Sometimes at night, I look up at the stars and think, I know why Mountain Dew's so crucial to my existence, but does anybody else? See, Dew's the green gold circulating through my veins. It makes Tony Tornado believe that he can do anything. So now you know my secret. But there's so much more you don't know.
Do the Dew.
Walnut Creek offers Gaels fans quick and easy access to the excitement of a vibrant city and the charm of hometown California, all in one central location. Only 7 miles from campus, Walnut Creek Hotels are the official lodging partners for St. Mary's. In a sunny, upscale, and comfortable environment at the base of Mount Diablo, Walnut Creek brings together an eclectic collection of culture, award-winning shopping, hotels, sports facilities, and cuisine to make you smile at every turn. Go to visitwalnutcreek.org to explore your next adventure.
This is Ed Mahaney, and you're listening to Gaels Basketball.
2:49 to play here in Las Vegas. St. Mary's in control, up by 19 over Santa Clara with the trip to the West Coast Conference Championship game on the line. 71-52 is your score. 4 Gaels in double figures, led by Alex Dukas is 21. It'll be Marshallonis, Mahaney, Barrett, Dukas, and Saxon. Broncos counter with Hammond and Ball, Marshall, Bryan, and Cameron Tongue. 20 on the shot clock for Santa Clara. Arena starting to fill in a little bit more. A lot of Gonzaga red and blue as USF and the Bulldogs square off 30 minutes after this one. And it's going to be a challenge to follow the performance of Alex Dukas tonight, who's hit 7 threes. He's got a game-high 21 points and 18 in the first half. St. Mary's leading by 19. It matches their biggest advantage. So Hammond will inbound, baseline right. Gets it into Tongue, right block extended, backing down on Saxon. Pivots in the paint, falling over, whistle. And a foul called on Saxon. He's fouled out of the ball game. That's a tough call on Mitchell Saxon. But he is fouled out now with 9 points and 8 rebounds. It gets Mason Forbes off the bench with 2:45 to play. So Saxon fouls out, 9 points, 8 rebounds. He comes off, Forbes comes on. And a pair of free throws, or 1 and 1 rather, for Cameron Tongue, who is a 61% foul shooter. His first is up and good. (71-53). Second free throw for Tongue. 2:45 remaining still. Still time to play here. Gaels need to hold on to the basketball. Tongue makes the second, 71-54. Dukas into Marshallonis. Backcourt pressure here from the Broncos as they trap Marshallonis on the near side. Threads a bounce pass to Dukas. Now Dukas outlet to the front court for Barrett, who dribbles over to the near side, gives to Marshallonis. And the Gaels get set in the half court with 2.5 minutes to play. Leading by 17, 71-54. They take some air out of the ball here. Marshallonis dribbles at the logo, gets a high screen from Forbes, throws it to the left side. Dukas over to the corner for Luke Barrett. 4 to shoot. Barrett spinning into the lane. Through the lane he goes to the right hand, rises up. Right hand runner doesn't go. Mason Forbes right there for the putback. 16 for Mason Forbes. Most since he had 19 against Stanislaus State in the season opener. Marshall a drive, rises up from the left block and banks it in. And now Cameron Tongue, boy, shoving Luke Barrett. Nobody saw it. He's got to be careful. 73-56, 1:50 to play. Here's Marshallonis with a drive right to the rim with the left hand. Broke the press and nobody there for the Broncos to contest. 75-56, 1:40 to play. Marshallonis with 13. 3 on the way from Marshall is good. That makes it 75-59. Mahaney into the front court. 90 seconds to play. See if the Broncos decide to start fouling here, down by 17. Or 16 make it. Mahaney near side. 19 on the shot clock, 1:20 on the game clock. I don't think Santa Clara is going to foul here. Mahaney at the logo. Yeah, they're going to play it out. 1:10 to play. Mahaney to Dukas. Dukas a heat check 3 from 30 feet. Little too strong. Luke Barrett another offensive rebound. Floats it to the logo for Mahaney. 1 minute to go. And now Mahaney will hold the ball at the logo, and the Gaels, their fans can feel it now. They rise to their feet across from the St. Mary's bench. 5 on the shot clock. Mahaney to Forbes underneath, and Forbes lays it in from the left block. Randy Bennett calls a timeout to get substitutes into the ball game. As Forbes finishes off the Mahaney assist, Mahaney comes off. Here comes Jordan Ross, Kevin Gadd, Cade Bennett. Gaels are going to be playing in the WCC title game for the 3rd straight year, where they will take on the winner of USF and Gonzaga. Ross, Gadd, and Bennett all into the ball game. Marshallonis, Dukas, Mahaney, Barrett come off. Chris Howell is also checked in. Hammond lets a roll out toward the timeline. Hammond dribbling, takes a 3 over Bennett off the bounce. That is good. 77-62. Here's backcourt pressure now from Santa Clara. Bennett is trapped in the corner, gives it up to Ross. Ross will break the timeline with a pass to Kevin Gadd on the near side. Now down the lane goes Bennett up with the left hand. He lays it in. Cade Bennett makes it a 17-point St. Mary's lead again. About a half-second differential between the two clocks. Marshall straight away takes a 3. That's good. 79-65, 23.9 to play. Marshall's got a game-high 26. Shot clock is off. The Gaels can just hold on to the basketball unless Santa Clara decides to foul here. Gadd floats it out to Chris Howell. The seconds tick away. The Gaels heading to the West Coast Conference Championship game here in the year 2024 for the 3rd consecutive year. Final score on Semifinal Monday. St. Mary's 79, Santa Clara 65. The Gaels sweep the Broncos in 3 games this season, and they are off to the WCC Championship game. Alex Dukas with a team-high 21, leading 4 Gaels in double figures. Mason Forbes, 18 points on 8 of 9 shooting. 18 for Mason Forbes on 8 of 9 shooting. And it's the Gaels moving on to the WCC Championship game to take on the winner of USF and Gonzaga. A workmanlike effort for the Gaels tonight. A 19-6 run midway through the second half. Created separation. Gaels would never look back. They led from the 5-minute mark in the second, or from the 3:50 mark in the first half, all the way through, as they will play tomorrow night at 6 for the West Coast Conference's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Alex Dukas salutes a ton of students from St. Mary's who took a bus down here from Moraga to check out the WCC tournament. He walks to the other end of the floor, salutes the fans behind the bench, salutes the students, the fans behind me, and the Gaels moving on to the WCC Championship game for the 3rd consecutive year. 21 for Dukas, 18 for Forbes, 13 with 6 assists for Marshallonis. And St. Mary's will play tomorrow night at 6 for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Plenty more is coming up next. Our post-game show will commence after a quick break. Mickey McConnell will join us. We'll have much more from Las Vegas as we get you ready for championship basketball on Tuesday night as your final score. And the first semifinal of the night, Gaels moving on to the WCC title game as they defeat Santa Clara 79-65. Post-game show is coming up next. You're listening to Gaels basketball from Learfield.
Since 1990, the team at Common Interest Management has been privileged to serve boards of directors and community homeowners of many of the Bay Area's most prestigious communities. Whether working with a newly established community in the earliest stages of development or a more mature community, our experienced managers consult with the board to share best practices in all areas of community management. Common Interest tailors its services for communities of all sizes. If you are currently evaluating a new management company, please visit us at commoninterest.com.
Out here, we charge into the heartland with Mountain Dew. Out here, there's no rush hour, just the rush of flying wide open on glassy water at 5 a.m. with your first dew in hand. And there's no spin class, just bright green spinnerbait that ironically matches your second dew. Out here, we don't just play big buck hunt, we hunt actual big bucks. And out here, the best road is off-road, and the color of your truck is mud. Out here, it's dew.
Hey Gaels fans, if you love attending live sporting events and concerts, then be sure to check out Tickets for Less. At ticketsforless.com, you'll find the best selection of tickets to all your favorite events, and you never pay steep per-ticket service fees like you do on other sites. Whether you're looking to see your gals or are planning a trip to see a big event in the city, ticketsforless.com should always be your first stop for tickets. Ticketsforless.com, proud partner of St. Mary's Athletics and live event goers everywhere.
You're listening to St. Mary's Basketball on the Gaels Radio Network. Time now for the post-game show, presented by Diablo Valley Insurance, a full-service independent insurance brokerage located in Walnut Creek that is owned and run by Gaels. Go to DiabloValleyInsurance.com today to request a quote. A game recap, a breakdown of the box score, and more are straight ahead. Back courtside, here's Alex Jensen.
Well, final score in semifinal number 1. St. Mary's moving on to the WCC championship game for the third straight year as they defeat the Santa Clara Broncos by the final of 79-65. Alex Dukas with a team-high 21 points, a career-high 7 threes for the Gaels' fifth-year senior. They got 4 in double figures as the Gaels pick up their 25th win of the season. I'll do some math on that for you in a little bit as you start to look at how many times the Gaels have won 25 games now under Randy Bennett. And if I have that number actually handy here, no, that is not the case. Either way, St. Mary's now 25-7 and will be playing the WCC title game against the winner of Gonzaga and USF. Those two teams are warming up right now as the Gaels will get 24 hours to rest before either going for a season sweep of the Dons, or trying to avenge Saturday's loss to Gonzaga, the Gaels' only loss since Christmas. This game started out, Alex Dukas getting the Gaels off to kind of a foreshadowing start, if you will. Back-to-back threes in the first minute of the game forced Herb Sendek to call a timeout. That gave the Gaels a 6-0 lead. Santa Clara would battle back. The Gaels leading 15-11. The Broncos would make a little 7-3 run, tie the game at 18, and take the lead, in fact, at one point, going up. I guess their last lead was actually 11-10. Gaels would take a 23-20 lead on a Dukas 3, and then the Broncos with 3 straight, a free throw from Jalen Benjamin, and then a 2 from Jake Ensminger, tied the game at 33. But the Gaels would score the game's next 8 points from the 350 mark to the 225 mark to make it 31-23 and take a 7-point lead into the break. St. Mary's got the first bucket of the second half. A little floater from Aiden Mahaney, who finished with 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting. The Broncos would then score the next 5 points of the ball game to make it 35-31, but that is as close as they would get, because St. Mary's would answer that with a 19-6 run, including 7 in a row to start that run. A 3 from Mahaney, a 2 from Saxon, and a 2 from Mason Forbes to give the Gaels their first double-digit lead of the ball game at 42-31 at that point. St. Mary's would then go up 14, giving them their biggest lead at the 12:40 mark on a 2 from Mitchell Saxon to make it 51-37. And the Gaels would eventually get out to a 19-point lead after back-to-back buckets from Mason Forbes, 58-39. That was following just a beautiful and one from Marshallonis, kind of spinning and maneuvering his way to the cup and drawing a foul on Ensminger, and one for Marshallonis to make it 54-37 at that point. Again, the Gaels would lead by as many as 19 tonight as St. Mary's walks away with a 79-65 victory. And the Gaels again 25-7, always 15, of course, 15-1 in the regular season of the WCC, but 25-7 going into tomorrow's West Coast Conference Championship game. Santa Clara finishes the regular season at 20-13. For the Broncos, this was the 4th time in the last 5 seasons they have won at least 20 games, going 20-12. The 3rd straight year with 10 or more WCC wins for Santa Clara since 94-97. But of course, that came to an end tonight with the loss to St. Mary's. And Santa Clara, I don't think they've done enough to earn a bid to the NIT or even really a sniff at the NIT. But we'll see if Herb Sendek and the Broncos decide to take a pay-for-play postseason tournament coming up. It's a Santa Clara team. Normally you look at those tournaments and you think we've got a younger team we want to develop for next year. And, Donald Ball should be back, Christoph Tilley, Johnny O'Neill, but they're going to lose. The Broncos are Carlos Marshall Jr., Jalen Benjamin will no longer be around. And, we'll just see what they decide to do. Tyree Bryan is also eligible to come back. So a lot of the Broncos that played on the floor tonight can come back next year. So we'll see what Santa Clara decides to do. Either way, their regular season ends at 20-13. And again, that's assuming that they would get an invite to a pay-for-play, if you will, postseason tournament. As again, the Broncos, their 13th loss, and all three times they took on the Gaels, they fell. And it really kind of demonstrates the separation in this league between the top four and the bottom five, because Santa Clara put up 104 on San Diego just a couple of nights ago, and tonight they failed to crack 65. The Broncos on the season averaged 77 points per game. Take a look at the box score on this Monday night. St. Mary's shot 53%, 54 if you round up, 53.6% for the Gaels. They were 30 of 56, 9 of 24 from three. 7 of those 9 came from Alex Dukas. More on him in a moment. The Gaels were 10 of 18 from three, and they were led by 21 points from Alex Dukas. 7 of 11 from the field. Of course, all seven it makes, all 11 shots coming from three. Dukas, again, 21 points on 7 of 11. Also had 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Mason Forbes, one off a season high with 18 points. 18 points on 8 of 9 shooting, 2 of 9 from the free throw line, but 4 rebounds. And you look at the defensive end of the floor, and I think that's really where he shined, because with Mitchell Saxon on the bench for most of the first half with foul trouble, Forbes held his own. There was no drop-off for St. Mary's on the defensive end when Saxon was on the bench with the aforementioned foul trouble. Other Gaels in double figures. Marshall Onis finished the game, the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, with 13 points on 6 of 9 shooting. He had 6 assists to go along with 4 rebounds. He was a plus 14 for the ball game. And Aiden Mahaney also in double figures for the Gaels with 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting, a couple of rebounds. 4 assists for Mahaney. He was a plus 18 tonight. He played well. Again, just 10 points, but it came on 8 shots. He was efficient. And again, the 4 assists. Can't shake a stick at that, certainly. Mitchell Saxon limited to 25 minutes. He fouled out of this game. 9 points, 8 rebounds for Saxon. He was 4 of 9 from the field, but he was a perfect 3 of 3 in the second half. Also had a couple of a block, that moved him again into tied for